You are live. Hi guys. Hope you can see and hear me. My voice might be a bit I got a cold brewing. Craft Tequila, hey. Marcus, Globmom, Snark, yeah. Sleep tight. So, are you guys ready? I'm not sure if I am. I haven't contacted Gary yet. I've seen his chat here, so I'm gonna call on Skype. See in here. Thanks, Longtech. I found one Gary Wybenga on Skype. Let's call him and see if this works. United States. Okay, are you there, Gary? Can you see me in the chat? Do you hear me before I call you so you know I'm calling? The Earth's nutty geometric appearance, yeah. Stephen Huxtable, hey. Not a chance. Hey Marcus, you're this close from getting booted. If it was Gary Isle of Wight, I'd had no chance, of course, but this is the other Gary. If you can see me, Gary Wybenga, in the chat, please just say yes or something so I can give a call. I'm not sure if this is going to be a structured debate or what it is. Something is going to happen. He's on Jose's stream, okay. YouTube. Jose. Is he streaming now? I don't see it. Oops. 1 hour ago. I don't see him streaming now. Said yes, I can hear it. Thanks, I didn't see that, Gary. Sorry. So, I'm gonna... No, Siri, I didn't talk to you. Yeah, I'm gonna call you up on Skype right now. See if it works. If it's not you, I'm gonna try something else. Gary Wybenga, United States. Do you see that in Skype, Gary? That little thing smiling, waving at you. Has been, okay. Hey Sean. Do you have Skype open, Gary? Can you see that guy waving? If not, I'm gonna change to some other Gary Wybenga. If not, you can search me up. There's not that many Tommy Grunwalds in the world. There's a couple in Denmark and one more here in Norway. But I don't know how many Gary Wybengas there are. Yes, Global Mom, he was on Mr. Sensible. I saw him there. Just waiting for Gary, if this is the right Gary, to answer on Skype. I have a little smiley waving at him. Hey Andreas, yeah, he's in the chat. I'm just waiting for him to connect on Skype. Top chat. Is there someone talking about top chat and live chat? That is YouTube's. Yeah, the top chat shouldn't be there. Hey, Insider. I'm not on Skype. You told me that last time you're not either Skype or something else. Zoom, yeah. I'm just gonna sorry. Wrong Gary to this guy, whoever that is. Sorry, wrong Gary. Okay. Shut this down. Zoom. I had it linked right here. There we are. New meeting. Right there. And I'm gonna find you in the... Yeah, I'm in Zoom. Okay. Invite. Copy invite. Yeah, I'm going to find you in the emails, Gary, the one you sent your moon observation result to me. So I'm going to use that one. There. So just watch your email for the next minute. That's the right account here. That's the right account here. Now I can hear myself. If there's an echo, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that. Now I can hear myself in a while. If there's an echo, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that. Now I can hear myself in a while. If there's an echo, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that. Now I can hear myself in a while. If there's an echo, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that. Now I can hear myself in a while. If there's an echo, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that. Now I can hear myself in a while. If there's an echo, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that. Now I can hear myself in a while. If there's an echo, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that. Now I can hear myself in a while. If there's an echo, I'm sorry, I'm going to change. I'm going to do that. Now I can. It's still there. Just a minute. Can you hear me now? And is there an echo? There's an echo. Damn. Gary's in the call. I'm just gonna fix the audio. 1 minute. I'm muted now because there's an echo. I'm just gonna get rid of this echo stuff first. How about now? Is there an echo? How about now? Is there an echo? I can hear myself echoing. How about now? Is there an echo? Gary, if you're still in the call, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna figure this out. Is there an echo? Gary, if you're still in the call, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna figure this out. Is there an echo? Gary, if you're still I hate this. But Gary, if you're in the Zoom call, I can see you're there, but I don't see your microphone. Well guys, sorry about this, I'm gonna figure it out. Hi Walter, just gonna figure out some audio stuff here, sorry. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Damn. Loud and clear, but is there an echo? I can hear myself. And I don't get in touch with Gary here. echo, but sometimes looping. Yeah, I can see my microphone is going on the Zoom call, but I don't get in touch with Gary, and I hear myself here 4 seconds later. But now it's not looping. Now just here. Yeah, Gary. I see the spike on the microphone is going up and down. I do have you on the call here, Gary, so this should be working. I hear something. Hey! Someone's trying to connecting. Can you guys hear the same loop that I have at about 3 seconds later? Something's happening. No loop, all good, thanks. I can live with this loop, it's okay. I can hear it try to connect, Gary. There's something going on. Steven, hey. Robot sounds, you can hear this connection stuff going on. John Watson still alive, hey. Bunch of clicking noise from something else. Yeah, I can see his microphone is... There's something on the microphone, but it's not connecting. Chocolate. Nom. I can hear you speak, Gary, but it sounds like you are standing on the other side of town. Real Cygnus, hey. NA, I forgot to say hi to you. Sorry. Hey. I don't know Insider, but he has been in other calls before with someone else, so... It's the first time I use this Zoom stuff, so I have to connect okay, and I lost him. Maybe try to do something else. Well, real Cygnus' first issue was me having problems to get rid of some echo haze, so I'm no tech guy. It's not Discord Insider, it's Zoom. Maybe Zoom could... Okay, yeah, just the first sentence there, not the last one. Yeah. Mr. Victory, hey. Yeah, audio routing. I'm using voice meter and OBS, and also that settings in Windows to get sounds routed to the right inputs and outputs. Now it's connecting again. Gary is connecting to an audio, can't hear you yet, and did not connect audio. Damn. I'm not sure if I should take that a good way or bad way, Sean. But I was watching WandaVision on Disney Plus here, and they have a son called Tommy. Hey! A good way, thanks. Maybe we should try something else, Gary, like Google Meets or something. Why did I close that window? Did the echo go away? Now my echo is gone and Gary is gone. Can you still hear me? Are you guys still out there? I'm sorry, guys. This I probably should have tried with some of you in before to get this figured out, but oof, a little hissing, yeah. Background noise, that's quite okay. I have a fan under my laptop, so probably that one. Any other suggestions, Gary? Should you try Google Meets? Hissing gone. Thanks. Again, Sean, this is partly my fault. I'm no tech guy, so there's a lot of settings to get the sound going the right way. With all these OBS and voice meter and different programs and all stuff, you have to get the sound the right way. I'm gonna try once more with the Google Meets, but then you have to have the Google browser. Google Chrome, do you have that one, Gary? just gonna find your email again. I closed that down. That was dumb of me. Bert, Jeff, Bill, where did it go, Gary? Did it go on top? No. Wrong Gary. Everybody. There he is. I'm going to add others. Share this link. Copy link. Let's see here. Link to meets. Wasn't it that meets? Yeah. Let's try this, Gary. Check your email again. It's probably in another thread than last, but I think it should be on top. So go to Google something. StreamYard, yeah. I should try that, Gary, IOW. I know. How about Discord? Yeah, but then you have to find me, because I can't find you. I tried to find you on Discord. If you can find me on Discord, okay. I can see your picture, but no sound. There is no sound. I can see you. There's no microphone. I'm just gonna check you're not on screen. Gary has a lot more beard than me. Again, Walter, this is not just his fault. This is more or less my fault because of all this connection stuff. But I don't have you. I can see you, Gary, but I don't hear you. Your microphone is not up there. You know, to figure out the microphone. You had it before, but then was just like a robot. Let me check that. There. Yeah, you're not on screen. No worries. But Gary, I sent you a link to Google Meets if that one is okay with you. Yeah, Insider, he can't write yeah. But I tried to find him on Discord before. I just can't find him. The only Gary I find is IFW. That's the only one I can find. Damn! Again, guys, I'm sorry. I don't do this tech stuff very well yet. I'm not a black belter in live streams. and certainly not in hosting like this. This is the first time. But I had him on camera, on Zoom, but his mic didn't connect. John, I'm gonna hide that one. Please don't use that language in my streams. What should we try next, guys? I posted the email to his to the meets, so hopefully that one will be okay. John was nice pattern, Tommy. Christmas present? What Christmas present were you talking about? "39 viewers and nothing to offer." Sorry, I'm really sorry. This I was looking forward to this. If only YouTube had something of a meeting, like just click on it and yeah, that would be quite okay. No worries, thank you. Let me check my inbox, see if he's replied. Nope. Let me see if he sent that one correctly. Yes, I did. Boom. Miss there. Lego car, yeah, that one is about 20 years old or something. Yeah, check your email. I sent you another with the sent to Gary. I'm just gonna check. Link to Zoom, and I sent another one 11:27, like 7 minutes ago, to link to meets. And that's another thread. I didn't find the other one. So it's another email thread, but it's there. Boo. Yeah, I know, Marcus. I'm sorry. Sometimes tech is a bitch. He's trying Zoom again. I can see he's trying to connect, but I don't see any microphone, Gary. New shock absorbers. Darm says, well, shocks are quite okay, but one thing that's broken is this one. I couldn't have the doors because this one is gone, so I haven't connected the thing for the roof. Otherwise, it's quite okay. Okay. Like that, I guess. Sorry, Gary. Discord. I have no idea how I should connect it to Discord. I don't. Well, yeah. And Marcus, Gary Flatter, please be nice. I'm gonna send that one more time to meets, Gary. In that one, sent, reply, meet, boom. When I say boom, it's called a miss, but it's Norwegian boom, not a bum, it's boom. Let's try that one, Gary. Now I sent it on the same thread as the last one. No plot hole, not at all. This is just connection issues, and I started the issues. So this is mostly on me. Lego mechanic from the cartoons, yeah. And John Watson, again, this is not just Gary, this is also me, so please behave. Marcus, please. This is not just Gary. I sent a friend request on Discord. Yeah? Let's check that out. I haven't got a notification yet. Four numbers, okay. Do I have four numbers? I don't know. I'm going to find that out right now. 7841. Hashtag 7841. That one, Gary. Ding dong. Someone's here. Admit. Okay, I'm gonna close stuff here. Now I can hear you. Hey, can you guys hear Gary? Now I'm gonna close all that Zoom stuff. Leave meeting. If you guys can hear Gary, that would be great. No. Nope. No, but that's again, that's my settings here. Just I'm going to reroute that to Google Meets and the sound settings there. Google Meetings. Hey Jose, only hear you, yeah. Meetings. Settings. Audio. Input. Cable. That one. How about now, guys, if Gary talk? There was an hello with someone putting the coffee down. I can hear the clink of the plate. Do you hear Gary? Yeah, I can hear you, but if the guys in the stream can hear you. I don't know. OBS sound. Let's do that. How about now?
Because they were huffing. Hello, hello, hello.
Now I can see you're talking on that voice meter stuff, so that should be quite okay. And I had the same one right here, yeah. Now they should hear you, but now I don't see the chat, so I gotta go back there. Yes, you got it. Boom! That was 40 minutes of wasted time. I should learn more tech. Sorry about that. That's my fault.
No, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the tech stuff is, yeah. Anywho,
I'm just on my phone, so sometimes there's not a lot of choices compared to a big computer. So
yeah, that's true.
trying to find stuff on there.
More Gary. Is he low? Should I turn him up? Is the sound okay? I can increase the sound. Yeah, they can hear you. Yeah, so Gary, how should we do this?
I want you to play my first video, or my second to the last video.
Angular compression and
we're sticking to one subject today. If you want to do another day, then we can do more.
Yeah, but starting off now, sure. I don't have anything else to do in the night, so. But now, guys, I'm not going to be able to see the chat for a while, so anything you type, please just behave. This is a civilized channel. So, second to last, Angular compression and Riley criterion.
Yes.
Okay. So, guys.
This is a clip from a video.
Okay, the point of this video is to show how I believe bottoms are not obstructed bottom first, but are unresolvable bottom first because of the compression of the angle. When the angle becomes more narrow with distance as the ship or something moves away. In this case, it's just the zoom camera backing off in this video.
Are you talking?
And this
I
video
should cut the sound if you're talking. There, yeah. Continue.
Yeah.
Please.
This video was from Dr. John D. I tried finding it a little bit this morning, but I was working and trying to do other things at the same time, and then I couldn't find the original video. But I believe the ship was approximately, or the last turbine you'll see in this video was approximately 11 miles, but I could be wrong. I was trying to confirm it, but I couldn't find it. And he was close to the water. You'll see when he backs off the zoom, you can see that he's
near
the
video is running, but it does. If I can do this, he starts to zoom now. You starting the video? Okay. Yeah. There it is.
So my point here is that red portion at the bottom has a lesser angle. The yellow portion of the turbines has a lesser angle. And so they will be the first things that become unresolvable before the entire ship or the entire turbine.
Okay.
Now we know that he had an angle to them because when he zoomed in, he resolved it, see them. When he backs off the zoom, it goes back to a wider field of view. The ship becomes angularly compressed or diminished, or whatever you want to call it, because the angles become extremely narrow when you go back to the original way you see things like with your natural eye. So you saw that the red portion of the ship became unresolvable before the top. You also saw the yellow portion of the turbines become unresolvable before the top of the turbine.
I'm just wondering what angles you are talking about, because it seems like maybe his eye level is dead on the center.
We'll get to that when I'll let you use your model. Sorry, Tommy, I didn't mean to overrun you.
What did you say? Sorry.
Go ahead. No, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not sure what angles are. Do you see my cursor on the screen, by the way?
It's kind of bright outside. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you have that sun thing. I haven't seen that.
It's actually going to be about 70. So.
Yeah, we have. 50.
And I had an umbrella, so I'm in the bright light, but my umbrella blew off in a storm the other day and ripped to shreds. So.
If you see my cursor, I have my cursor on between the red and the white part on that boat.
Okay, I can't see it, but
okay.
Go ahead.
So, if his eye level is about the same height as the top of that red part, what angle are you talking about?
Yeah, okay. If you draw a line from your eye to the top of the red part, and then you draw another line to the top of the ship, okay, which angle would be narrower in relation to the surface?
And you were talking about my SketchUp. Let's bring that up because I made this.
Yeah, we're going to let you use it. I'm going to put you to work. I'm keeping it simple on my end. So, which angle would be lesser in relation to the surface because the surface is going to be the bottom of your field of view. The sky, obviously, is the top portion of yours.
I don't have that red boat, but I have this one.
Yeah, that's kind of the one I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
now
he's like I was here. I was at 22 meters, and this is just about in the middle of the ship. What angle?
Yeah. Okay. So, but okay. Now instead of that line at the middle of the ship, put that line at the blue line, the blue portion at the bottom.
Down here.
Yes. Because that's your angle to the blue line, to the blue portion at the bottom.
And that's my angle right here. That downward here.
No, we're not talking about eye. We're not talking about eye level here. We're talking about angles from your eye to any portion of that ship, because you have angles to all portions.
Yeah.
Not just top, not just bottom. So take that angle that you have at the eye level, put it down at the blue portion.
So from my eyes and to here or something.
No, from your eye down to the blue portion, the top of the blue portion. Yes, right there at the top of the blue portion.
There is a delay, so after I drawn it, it takes a few seconds.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm in no hurry.
So that line, yeah.
Now take that middle line again. Now put another line from your eye level to the top of the ship.
That's this one.
Yeah, you don't even need that eye level one. You don't need it there.
That's the top of the ship.
We're comparing the angle. Oh, okay. So I'm having a hard time seeing this. Okay, so what would you get there when you move the ship away? Can you move the ship, show it as it moves away?
I have all the distance you need, up to 6 kilometers. I work in.
Are you gonna be able to see it?
Yeah, I even measured the degrees here, so.
Because I can't see your line to the blue portion.
Yeah. When I'm close to the ship here, it's 66 or 67 degrees. All the ship is 67 degrees. 1 kilometer away, it's 2.44 degrees. And as I move further away, it gets smaller and smaller, of course.
The blue portion. I'm having trouble seeing this though. I've just got it.
I can go full screen, but I'm gonna go into OBS and copy that sound setting, because that was. You're gonna not hear Gary now for a few seconds. I'm just gonna add him on the other source on here. So right now you can't hear Gary. I'm just gonna add the sound. Audio input existing, and that should be the voice meter. Yes, they can hear you. So now let's change over to full screen. Maybe that's better. That's this one. That one shouldn't be there. And that one we can F11. There. Now it should be back full screen if you can see that. No, you can't.
Okay, so now, like I said, I don't need the eye level line in there. I need a line from where your eye would be to the blue portion, to top of the blue portion. Yeah, well, you have to have a point from where the observer is. You have to have that point because you got to show the angle to the observer. I know, but I don't need the eye level. I just need, you can leave it in there. Can you make 2 other lines, one to the top of the ship and then one to the top of the blue portion? Because I want to show you what happens to to the blue portion with the angle as you move the ship off into the distance compared to the whole ship. That's why you're going to see why the bottom becomes unresolvable before the top. And the blue, like the red ship in my video, the red doesn't mean anything. Neither does the blue in this. It just gives you a visual of what's going on. That's all it is. It's just like a reference point. Well, you don't even really have to do any of that. If you want, just show what it looks like as you you can just show what happens to the ship as you move it away. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. Okay, but I need a line to the blue portion too, because when you move it away, I want you to see how the blue portion shrinks before and becomes unresolvable before the entire ship. So the top is still going to be visible. I mean, you can see it even when you just move it away. You can see the blue is the first thing that becomes unresolvable, even without all the lines. I've seen you do it in your video before. Like you have lettering on the side of the ship. That lettering will become unresolvable before it ever gets out far enough. The blue will become unresolvable before it ever gets far enough out. You'll still see the white at the top, but you're going to have to kind of play it slow so people can see it happening as you do it. Because that's the point. That's why in my video I played it in slow speed, so you could actually see that the red portion and the yellow portion at the bottom of the turbines, the red portion at the bottom of the ships, shrank to a point where you couldn't resolve it from the water. That's part of the Rayleigh criterion that I'm talking about, but it's not the entire part of it. Rayleigh has other factors that affect it also, like colors. Colors in the distance will start to become more neutral. They'll start to blend with the colors around them. It's almost like homogenizing. There's an artist concept that I read about where they will, I'm trying to think of a better word for it. They will mute the colors to show distance around the horizon area.
Yeah, I've seen it. There's
the Rayleigh criterion is just when 2 points are too close together, the angular size has become too compressed, the space between them has become too compressed to resolve the spaces between them anymore, and so they will end up blending as one.
Yeah, but it don't disappear. And there's difference between blue and red. I've seen that.
They become it doesn't matter. The blue or red are just reference points so you can actually see what's happening. Doesn't matter what color. If it was just a neutral, if the whole bottom was the same color, it would still be doing the same thing. You just wouldn't have a reference point to understand what you're seeing. That's why I chose the one with the yellow bottoms of the turbines and the red portion at the bottom of the ship, because you have a visual to see what's happening. They simply become compressed to the point where you can't resolve it as separate. The color will become more neutral. The red won't be as red. The yellow won't be as yellow.
Well,
because of distance and angle, and so they will blend in with the water line to the point where you can't see them, but you can still see the top part of the ship. And it does that in your model also, because I watched your model in one of your videos, and you can see the blue portion becomes unresolvable for the top.
If you see my screen here now with the Lego part,
I see it.
Yeah,
I see it.
This is just about focus and exposure, because when I focus out of it, you can see the white part is going over the red and the red part is going over the black, and I didn't move. This is just focus.
Okay, this is just a little, this doesn't matter. What you're showing right now is pointless. You're just unfocusing a thing. I'm talking about in that video, you could clearly resolve the red and the yellow at the bottom of the turbine. The red at the ship, yellow at the turbine. You could clearly see it.
Yeah, but again,
as he backed off the zoom, it goes back to where your field of view becomes bigger. So of course that compresses the image, right?
When this goes away,
and so,
you can have the bottom. You have the bottom of
right. But if you just took a regular camera and you took a picture of that ship at that distance, you wouldn't have even seen it. Barely. At the most, it would have been a blip up the surface. But at 10, 9, 10, 11 miles, whatever it was, you wouldn't see it with your natural eye. They saw it because they zoomed in, and they had enough angle to see that red and to see that yellow.
The thing is, Gary, every single observation shown on YouTube is done with a lens, not with a natural eye.
I can do this hundreds of times. There's so many videos out there. When you back off the zoom, it goes back to the way you see naturally. The way you see naturally is things become unresolvable bottom first because of compression.
But
the angle at the surface on the horizon is where you're going to have your narrowest angles, because if you draw from, let's say you're sitting on the shore and you draw a 90-degree line, let's say your eye line or your eyesight 90 degrees, right? And then you try to draw a line 89 from the top or the bottom, and you can't see those lines. I mean, it's just going to be too narrow. I forgot where I was even going with this.
But again, that goes from all sides. That's not just
the whole point is, with your natural eye, you cannot see this ship right here you're showing right now, the one in my video. You wouldn't see it with your natural eyes, right?
Probably not, but again, all the videos are taken with the camera, so that doesn't matter.
No, but let's say it sailed closer now towards you. It just started moving towards you. You would gradually see that red, but you wouldn't see it until it got much closer. And then you would start to see that little red visible line at the bottom. Yeah. Right?
As I said in my video.
Because that's how your eyes work. And it works the same with your zoom camera. The zoom is just letting you see what's actually kind of happening.
This is focusing.
This picture, Tommy, is just you. I know, but Tommy, you're just unfocusing something that's close by you. This isn't the same thing.
Yeah, I can't do the distance and the weather conditions. I know that, but this is all that happens.
No, it isn't all that happens. You can't zoom in. I mean, when it's not zoomed in, like that video that you played of mine, you're not going to see those things. Your eyes can't resolve, and the angles are too narrow. By zooming in, you can see it, because you've magnified what's within that angle, but you couldn't see it with your natural eye. My whole point is, bottoms are where the surface and the bottom of the boat, that's the narrowest angle of your vision. Let's say you take, you've seen my videos where I look down the pipe, right? My pea shooter.
Yeah.
Right? Like my pea shooter. Okay. If I look perfectly down the center of that pea shooter, I will see the other end, right? The round circle at the other end, right?
Yeah.
If I look perfectly down, it's going to look like a small circle within the big circle. The big circle is where my end that I'm looking through, right? So if you draw a line then in the center, put a little dot in the center of that circle, and then you can trace the lines from your middle of the thing and you'll see that all the lines converge to that center point, which means that's the narrowest part of your angle. Is the furthest out, closest to the center of your line of sight, is going to be the narrowest angles. That's why the bottom of the ship, which is at the surface is going up towards your eye level. Doesn't get to your eye level, but it goes up towards your eye level. What's above your eye level goes down towards your eye level.
I agree to that one. Yeah,
that point in the distance, that point in the distance is compressed. You cannot resolve things, and there are lots of details within there. Now, if it's beyond the angle that is available from your elevation, you will be able to zoom a ship partially back in if it's past that point, but you won't be able to zoom the whole thing back in because your angle isn't sufficient for whatever optical device you're using.
Yeah, but that shouldn't make
a difference. You understand what I'm saying? It does make a difference. If I zoom in with my cell phone camera, Tommy, sorry. If I zoom in with my cell phone camera versus my eye, I might see a little bit more, right? Now then I take a P900 and zoom in, I see a little bit more. If I zoom in with a P1000, I see a little bit more, right?
Yeah, but that's everything getting
bigger. It expands it out. That's right, it's magnifying. But it only can magnify if it's available within the angle available for the optical device you're using. The only way to see something that's past that point is to up your elevation, because you'll increase your angle to the surface, and then, which will make your angle wider, and you'll see further over the water. Like when you're driving down the road, you got the center lane, or you got the lines, right?
I know where you're going, guys.
Now,
the thing is,
yeah, I know, okay, but this is part of what this is, okay? So you got the center line. you see individual lines ahead of you for a short distance, and then they start to kind of blend, and it kind of looks like a continuous line. And then a little further ahead, you won't even see the line further ahead. It comes to a point where you can't see the line anymore. It's just, you know, there's a surface there, but you can't see it. It's the same thing. Okay, let's say I'm standing on the shore. Let's say I'm 6 feet tall, and I draw a 65-degree angle from my eyes to the surface, right? Now let's say I go up 100 feet and draw that same 65-degree line. It will reach out much further, right, at that 65-degree angle than if I was standing on the ground, right?
You know, it's a bit hard to follow your thoughts when you tell it like this. As I said a lot of times, it would be great if you could make a drawing of it, because none of us can follow what's going on in your mind.
This isn't really difficult. You can do it on your model if you want.
No,
it's not difficult. You just don't want to understand it right now is the problem.
I have done
Does it make sense? If I stand on the road and I draw a 65-degree angle line from my eye to the surface of the road, and then I go up straight up 100 feet and draw that same 65-degree angle, will it reach further? Will I see more individual lines?
If you gain altitude, of course, yeah. Because the Earth isn't flat.
At the same 65-degree angle, I will see much more, right?
Because the Earth isn't flat,
right?
I will see above the horizon.
No, I mean, this is going to work if it's flat or if it's curved, Tommy,
No.
except for there's going to be a difference. Yes, it will. A flat, how could it not? A flat surface, you have angles. Everything is about angles from your eyes.
Well,
a flat surface, you're gonna see further.
Okay, let me respond now, please. What you don't see here in this model, I'm going to go full screen again so you can see it all. Let's do that one. Here I have put, I'm going to zoom it back a bit. At 7,600 meters, 7.6 kilometers from my observation, there is this gray line. You can barely see it here. This is just a thin line. There it is. No, this is my SketchUp model. Oh, why does it do that? Okay, it's yeah, the video is going in front of the. Just gonna do that and get rid of it all. There. Now it's my SketchUp, isn't it? I hope. That's on that one. Yeah, I have it. Oh, it's sharing that. I know. There. Probably. Yeah, that's my SketchUp. This gray line here is a cable or a wire, an inch thick yeah, that's it. When you see the line in the middle, it's a gray. Yeah, that gray line is an inch thick wire at 7.6 kilometers in my observation of the end of the world here. Now we can't hear Gary. Dan, what's happening here? Yeah, it's just my. I haven't put all the right sound in the. I'm gonna add one more sound here. Thanks, Insider. I really appreciate it. Voice meter. Okay. Now you're back. Sorry about that. I have to add your sound in the OBS sources. Yeah. When I'm standing at the end of the world here, and I can see these wires holding this antenna, those wires, I'm sure they're not more than an inch thick or something, and they go all the way down to the ground here, and I can still see it. So when I'm zooming into this ship, these details are a hell of a lot bigger. That blue bottom is big, and these windows are big. Everything is bigger than that wire. So at this angle, why can't I see the ship when I can see this wire down here?
Because the wire is much closer.
Yeah, but the resolution is a hell of a lot smaller, and I can see the blades.
It doesn't matter. It's much closer.
I can see the blade of those turbines, like this one. Like here, this one is much further away than the ship. This is a hell of a lot further away.
Yeah, the turbines are much further. That's right.
Than the ship, yeah. So I can still see the turbine.
Much further than the ship, and much further than your line or whatever, your electric line or whatever it was.
Yeah,
cable.
but then I should be able to resolve all what's happening here. All the blue is gone, that's 13 meters high.
Yeah, that's because the angle's too narrow.
It's at the horizon, same as the other one.
No, that's way past the horizon. Yeah, I can't see any blue on the bottom.
See here, this is.
You're not at the horizon. You're beyond the horizon. You're beyond the.
Yeah.
The
but this
angle
one is smaller and further
available
away.
For your optical device.
This one is smaller and further away than that ship.
Yeah, your ship is much further away.
No,
it's barely visible.
No,
I can't even see it on my tablet.
The turbines are further away than the ship.
Yeah, but they're both further away than the cable on the.
Yeah, but then again, if I can
by the lighthouse.
If I can see that bottom of the turbine here, why can't I see the bottom of the ship there? The ship is closer and bigger.
Because it's not within the angle available for your elevation for your optical device. That's all.
This one is.
The angle is too narrow where the ship is at. It's compressed.
Yeah, but you can see
that ship, even when you're zoomed in, that ship is compressed. Look at the windows; they're tiny. They're little.
They're tiny, but
that's because they're compressed. They're
in
compressed.
all directions.
Why? Can you zoom in and zoom out on that ship? Let's show what it looks like when you zoom in and zoom out. Can you do that?
I don't have a video camera. I just have a fixed
See, look what happens. Look what happens.
Yeah.
Now can you see any windows? It's compressed. When you zoomed in, all you did was magnified what was within the angle. That's all.
Yeah, but this one is taken as with my zoom lens. But again, if this
it doesn't matter. It's just it's beyond the angle available that whatever your elevation was. It's beyond the angle.
If
your optical device can zoom in so far and then it stops, right? It doesn't zoom in any further, right?
If this should be compressed, this should be all over, not just the bottom. The ship is not.
It is all compressed. The bottom, the whole ship is compressed.
No.
Yes, it's compressed. You zoomed in right here, and it's still compressed.
This is just on the. This is the full size.
No, that's a zoomed in image. That's a magnified image. Now, can you see any of the windows?
This isn't zooming, Gary. This is.
Go back. Go back.
Yeah, this isn't.
Yeah,
zooming.
It's magnified.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's magnified. Whatever. Okay, now you look at it right there. Can you see any of the windows?
Let's go full size. That's
can you see individual windows, Tommy? Tommy, can you see? Oh gosh, you won't answer the question.
Yeah, I see the windows, but they are not compressed bottom up.
No, they were compressed because they were compressed, right?
Because they get smaller.
Because the angles get narrower, they compress.
Yeah, but I'm standing.
You zoomed in. If you zoom in, it gets bigger and bigger, but it stops at a certain point. You can't zoom in any further, right?
The angle to these windows are the same to the angle as these windows. My eye level is at the dead center of those windows. So why is that angle compressed more than this angle? It's the same angle.
No, okay, take this picture right now and show it moving away. You're going to see that. See the color line name on the side of the ship, Color Line Cruises.
That's not going to work.
See the blue portion as you move it away, move it out, and the angles will become narrower, and that will become unresolvable before the white part at the top.
That's not gonna work on SketchUp. It's over here now in the middle of the screen. You can still see the bottom blue part.
I can't see any blue part. I just see a little smudge on top of the waterline.
Yeah, that's SketchUp. But again,
can you see blue there? I can't. All it looks is like one solid color.
Here.
That's all it looks like.
According to
Can you show it? Can you show it as it moves away? Can you show that? I know you did it in one of your videos because I saw it in one of your videos.
I just
you moved it further, and you could see the blue portion became unresolvable. Well, you could still see the top.
That wasn't zooming because I haven't got the zoom thing on my camera.
No, it was in your model. You can push the ship away. You can show it what it looks like as it's getting further.
I had someone, Rusty Walker here, do the calculation for that Rayleigh criterion. And I should see the whole, with my eyes, I should see the whole of the ship at 81 kilometers or 50.44 miles.
The Rayleigh criterion is only a portion of this. It's not the whole thing. The Rayleigh criterion makes things when they get closer. That's why that blue portion, the angle will become narrower to the point where you can't resolve it before the whole angle to the top of the ship does. That angle will disappear. It will become unresolvable because the angle is simply too narrow. The Rayleigh criterion is just one portion of that. It's the compression that's the major factor.
Yeah,
the angle
compression is
too narrow. As angles become increasingly narrow with distance, the image becomes increasingly compressed.
Yeah, but not
the angle to the bottom of that blue chip, if you move it away, will become unresolvable before the top. I know you have it in one of your videos that you did, and I think you played it in the one you did recently with all my little things that you said. I only watched about half of it, and I left some comments. But you can show it. If you move that away, it'll be the blue that disappears before the white.
Yeah, because of the curvature.
No. There was a curvature in my video that you played earlier. He was zoomed in on the red. He was zoomed in on the yellow. You could see both the turbine bottoms and the ship bottom.
I don't have any red in my
So
pictures.
he had an angle. There was no curve in between there, right? Right, Tommy?
I'm not sure what you mean because I have no red in my pictures. There's no.
No. When you played my video, you saw the red portion at the bottom of the ship. You also saw the yellow portion at the bottom of the turbines, right? You could clearly see them in the video. So he had enough angle to them with the zoom camera to resolve that. As he backed off the zoom, those portions became unresolvable before the entire rest of the turbine became unresolvable or the rest of the ship became unresolvable.
Yeah, but then again, that's because
that
this
portion,
happens.
because the angle is narrower. No, it's because the angle is narrower to the bottom. The bottom is because that's the center of your line of sight. Everything converges towards the center when you back off the zoom. And when you zoom in, everything expands outward from the center. It's every time. This works every single time.
I think you need to
the
get
only
a better
thing
camera.
Zoom is good for.
You need to get a better camera.
No. I'm watching your guys. This is a P900. My video, that guy filmed it with a P900. And but besides that, which will be another topic for another day, the horizon was way beyond that ship. The ship was way beyond what we should see.
You need to test this for yourself. You just can't rely on others' videos. Sorry.
I can show this in hundreds of videos. There's so many out there. I saved a bunch of them because and it's like, what's the point? You guys will still deny what you see with your own eyes.
As I'm showing on the screen here, I tested this, and that's all what happens. It's just, I can't...
look at that. Look, no, this is not the same thing. You're not moving that ship away. Just take that ship, this little Lego, take your little Lego and simply move it further away from you.
I don't need to, but because this is all that happens.
No, of course you don't need to. You don't want to is really what's the whole thing here. Because if you move it away, simply, you can, let's say you focus on that Lego. Now move the Lego away. Which is going to become unresolvable first? The yellow, the red, or the white at the top, or the red at the bottom below that white part? The red's going to disappear, just like this blue part. If you move that ship away in this part of your video, which you did in that video, because I watched you do it, and I played it in slow motion, and you can watch the blue part become unresolvable before that white part at the top.
I can't replicate...
Every time this happens.
Gary, please.
No, you did it. You did it in one of your videos.
I can't replicate the weather here.
No, I know you can't, but it still doesn't matter. Even in your model, it became unresolvable. Sorry,
I can't
Tommy,
replicate the atmospheric conditions. But there is nothing
here. No, but even in your model...
There is nothing here except that the white part is overblowing the red and the yellow part. That's all that happens.
No, the red part... Because there's your angle from your eye to the red portion is... compared to the surface, is a narrower angle than from your eye to the top of that ship.
Please, compared to the surface, why should the surface matter?
Yes, the surface is the center, because everything converges to the center of your line of sight. Your line of sight is just your elevation over a surface. It doesn't matter if the surface is below you or above you or if it's on the sides of you. You will always have the same results.
So if I remove the surface...
It's angled in relation to a surface.
If I remove the surface, what happens then?
The same thing. Draw that whole thing. Draw an angle to the blue part versus wherever your observer is, and then the next angle to the top of the ship.
Should the bottom part?
And then. Well, you can show the bottom part too. You draw one to the bottom, draw one to the top, and draw one to the top of the blue portion, and then move the ship away.
This is the whole shape. I can see the whole shape. At close, I can see the whole shape.
Okay, increase the distance as it moves away.
Yeah, this is at 6 kilometers, I think. This is actually 81 kilometers.
Okay, you
I'm not
can't
sure.
you can't see it when you turn it sideways like that. Video you have in that video you did of me with all my different copy and paste. You have this same model in there, and you showed what it looks like when it moves away from where you could see it.
Was that on the model?
You
or
showed
was
it
it
in that video. I even put a timestamp on a comment somewhere.
Yeah.
Several of them.
If you could slow down
I
a bit,
believe
it would
on
be
that
easy to
video.
follow. Gary, please slow down. What was it in the SketchUp, or was it in the out on the?
It was that same thing where you showed the eye level in the center of this ship that you're showing on the thing right now. You showed it looked like a dock or something. You showed your eye level, and then you showed the angle to the top of the ship and an angle to the bottom, and you said, "Oh, look, the angles are the same, right?" That was in that video.
Did I move away like I'm doing
Well, even
now?
there, even if you just move it out like that, like you just did, that blue is going to be unresolvable before the white at the top. You see it happening right in front of your eyes right now.
Not in SketchUp. That's not the same.
No, it is the same. It's the same result.
This
Doesn't
is just to
matter,
visualize
Tommy.
what's
It's
going to
the
happen
same
on the flat
result.
Earth. But
Well, come on, show it again. Move
Yes.
it out again. Watch that bottom. Look at the letters at the bottom. They
Yes.
become unresolvable before the top.
yeah, as you said,
Even on your SketchUp, without weather conditions
Gary,
or
please
atmospheric
slow down.
or anything else.
Slow down, please.
No, I'm fine, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
fine.
I can't follow you when you're talking 100 miles an hour. Sorry.
Okay, but you did just see the bottom become unresolvable in your SketchUp model right there that you just showed. As it moved away,
Yeah,
the
but
bottom,
also the top.
you couldn't read the letters anymore. Then you couldn't see the blue anymore, but you could still see the top
Yeah, you can still see the bottom
because the
here.
bottom has a lesser angle.
You can still see the bottom here. I can see it on my screen at least. There's no problem. There's no difference between the top and the bottom. But again, this is a SketchUp model.
Okay. Okay, Tommy. It's pointless on this point with you because you're not going to admit what you saw. You saw the red. You saw it on my video, the red portion and the yellow portion. You saw
Please,
them
now.
become unresolvable.
Let me take over for
The
a while.
same. Let's say he didn't back off the zoom on that ship in my video. Let's say the ship simply and the turbines just moved away. You would still get the same result.
Let me take over for a while now, please. Full screen. You see what what holding my hand now? 2 matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to find the caliper. Those are about, you work in inches, right? A quarter of an inch or something, fifth of an inch. How far away do I need to move these before they become unresolvable?
I don't really care, Tommy.
So don't do the maths.
No, I don't do math. I've already told you guys numerous times. I don't do math. I don't need to.
So you
I
don't
can
know
tell you that angles in the distance will become increasingly narrow. Am I correct or not?
So you don't know the Riley criterion.
If something moves
formula.
away from you, will the angles become increasingly narrow?
All over, yeah, not bottom first.
All over, yes. Right here, you don't have a surface to compare because you're holding them up in the air.
Yeah.
You don't have a surface. But even those two things, if you move far enough away, they will become unresolvable as two separate
far?
items. You're not going to have enough room in your little office or wherever you're at.
Yeah, how far?
I don't know how far. I don't do math, Tommy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said someone did the maths, and I should see.
It doesn't matter, Tommy. Am I right or not? Will
You're
they
not.
become unresolvable as separate?
Yeah, okay, it's because yeah.
They won't.
I just totally.
If you just started walking away from the camera with those two objects in your hand, would they become unresolvable
Do you
as separate items?
Do you ask a question just for the fun of it, or do you want to answer? Please, if you want to
give me the answer.
let me answer it, please.
Give me the answer.
Yeah.
Give me the answer, Tommy.
Someone did the maths for me, as I showed in the over here.
What, you didn't do the math, Tommy?
I can't do the maths. I'm no math wizard. I'm perfect. As you say, I'm not having problems. Admit that. But someone did. Rusty Walker. So with my bare eyes, I should see, according to Riley criterion, all of that ship with my own eyes at 81.869 kilometers. So when I zoom in, I should see it a whole lot further away. I should see that ship a halfway to Denmark.
You can't because you don't have enough angle.
Yeah, that's the angle.
No, Tommy, the center of your line of sight is always going to be in relation to the surface.
According to the Riley criterion,
let's say you're 10 feet above the water with your two little
Gary,
things.
Please,
what will that look like? What will that look like
as I said
in 20
before
miles?
we started, this is not a one-way interrogation. This is a two-way conversation. Please, let me speak.
Yeah, you finished, and so
No,
I'm
I
replying
didn't.
to what you had said.
I didn't finish.
Okay,
Now you
finish.
shut up.
Finish.
Yeah.
Okay, finish, Tommy.
According to the Riley criterion, that angle is 0. Let me switch back to that other window again. There. According to that Riley criterion, that angle is 0.02 degrees or something. And that is, with my eyes, 81 kilometers away. 0.
You're going to see those
0.02.
two little things at 81 kilometers.
With my eyes, according to the
With your eye.
criterion.
You're absolutely full of shit.
The reason why I don't see this is because it's disappearing below the curvature.
Because it's within that narrow end of your angle. It's at the center. Everything converges to the center.
But then again, center, please. Then how does this work?
You showed what happened to the bottom of the ship here, Tommy.
If
Your blue bottom disappeared before the top.
If we're looking up, how does that make difference? Like this cube in the middle here, on the top here. My eye level is down here at 22 meters. Why does this cube up here, this is 100 by 100 meters, so that's 300 meters up. Why does that not resolve upwards? Why does it resolve downwards?
Because everything is compressing as it gets further, so it's going to go downwards.
Yeah.
Everything compresses with distance, right, Tommy?
Yeah, of course.
If you keep moving that further, move this picture right now, move it further out, and what will it look like?
This is
Move
same.
it away.
That is the same distance as
Well,
this
move it
turbines.
away. Give it more distance. Give it more distance, Tommy.
Gary, calm down, please. This is at the same distance here as those turbines
Tommy,
behind here.
take your lighthouse there and tow it towards the turbines and see what happens. It will decrease in angular size. Those turbines are above it. Yes, because it's close by. Just like I can have a tree that I can look at, and the tree will block a good portion of, and sometimes looks above the mountains near me that are like 40 miles away, right? But if I get closer or farther from the tree, all of a sudden I can see the mountains well above the tree, right? This is all perspective, Tommy.
Yeah,
you move those items further away, they blend in with your horizon line in your video.
Problem is,
every time.
This one is down here. That one has
I don't
shifted
even know. Your model doesn't even make any sense right here, Tommy. I see a thing on the left. I see a square. It doesn't mean anything. This is not reality right here, Tommy.
That's exactly what it is.
This is not reality. No, it isn't.
That's the top of the turbine.
This is not reality, Tommy. There's no perspective. There's nothing here. There's nothing here.
Let me see. View, camera, standard view. No, there. Perspective. It says perspective right up here on the top.
Okay, your model says perspective. Big deal, Tommy. This is not reality right here. Your model, I did use your model because you could show that your ship became unresolvable bottom first. Just like if you keep moving these things away, that green portion would become unresolvable.
I drew
right?
this.
The white bottoms would become unresolvable for the tops. So the little thing sticking up from the green might become unresolvable because simply a Rayleigh criterion. But,
I drew these 4 lines here to see how it converges. These 4 lines here. So when it converges in the distance, it should converge upwards, not downwards.
Why would it converge upwards? It's above the water. No, it has to go down, Tommy. It has to go down. It's above the water. The water is is a surface. Your eye level in the distance will become unresolvable as separate from the water line. That's why the horizon forms where it does.
68 kilometers. This is a 1-to-1 scale. So this is 68 kilometers. And that's the same distance as I have over here to these turbines. So why isn't those turbines at the same height as that lighthouse?
Because they're further, Tommy. It's perspective. They're much further.
Yeah, the perspective doesn't
The
move.
lighthouse isn't even beyond the horizon. It's before the horizon. You can see the water in the background.
Yeah, okay.
It's not even to the horizon because it's close by. That's perspective. That's like I have a tree that's close by me right now, and the mountains behind it look way lower. Why? The mountains are obviously way higher than that tree.
You should get some points of...
Because the trees are closer. No, it's because the trees are closer.
Points
lines of perspective.
Yeah, you should get some
the
points
trees
of
are close. Just like the lighthouse in your video, it hasn't moved further enough away to become smaller and more compressed in angular size. If you kept moving, let's say the turbines in the background just stayed where they were, and you towed that island out, that island would become smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where you couldn't resolve it, and while you would still see the turbines.
Yeah, but if I towed that turbine over here, let's do the other way around, like that. Then I should be looking...
Sorry, there's a lot of noise. I have people over.
Then I should be looking straight up at... Let's zoom out 50 millimeters. Sorry, there. If I move that turbine close to me, I would be having whiplash looking at it.
That's right.
Yeah, so...
because it comes back to its angular size, right? It's closer now. You've moved it further close. You moved it closer. It's all perspective, Tommy. Things close will still retain some of their size. They will obviously be smaller than if they were right next to you. But things further away can be much larger, and they will become closer and closer to the eye line. They'll become more and more compressed because of angles.
Gary, please calm down. Yeah, I'm not getting able to tell you.
I'm calm. I'm talking perfectly calm,
you're
Tommy.
Talking at 100 miles an hour.
I don't talk at 100 miles an hour. I'm very easy to understand.
No, it's not. Because this is the same distance as I have the turbines in my photo, and they're not below my eye level.
They're not below your eye level, I know. The turbines aren't below your eye level.
My eye level is that blue line down here. So
your eye level, where those turbines are, Tommy, is unresolvable from the water.
I can resolve that cable.
And by the way, we're going to get to your other video and a future show.
That cable
is to your end of the world.
Gary, please. That cable is 1 inch thick. I can resolve that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's close.
I can resolve those blades on that turbine at that distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're bigger than the cable.
Yeah, but it's still resolvable at that distance.
Yeah, because they're bigger than the cable, and the cable's much closer, so you can resolve the cable still.
Yeah.
Simple perspective, Tommy.
Again, that doesn't say why this cube...
Of course, before you zoomed in, you couldn't see the cable, could you, Tommy?
That doesn't explain why this cube...
Can you see the cable right here, Tommy? Tommy, can you see the cable there?
From here? Yeah, I can see it right there.
No, when you showed it... Before you zoomed in, Tommy, just get rid of your model here. Show reality. Come on. You have to
isn't zoomed in. This isn't zoomed in.
Could you see the cable before you zoomed in?
Yeah, it's
Can you see the cable right there, Tommy?
There.
Can you see the cable?
Yeah, I'm pointing
out. You can't see the cable.
Yeah, there.
No, you cannot see the cable.
There's the one over here.
Oh my God! Because you know they're there. You can't. I cannot see anything in this picture.
Yeah, because you have a small screen on the phone and you're in the sunshine.
It doesn't. No, I'm looking at a tablet. It's much bigger than my phone.
Yeah, this is a 27 or 24 inch. So I can see it. Yeah, but it's right there.
Yeah. Okay.
And right there.
Is this zoomed in at all?
This is.
How far is this away?
You see here, vis faktiskt show actual size. That's the actual size. That is not zoomed in. This is actually zoomed out.
Okay, well, then what's the distance to it?
Actual size is this. Now you see them. That's the actual size of the photo. That's not zoomed in.
What's the distance?
7.6 kilometers.
Which makes it about, what, 5 miles?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I don't know.
7.6 kilometers. And you can see the YSA.
I think it's less than that.
One. There's one.
Yeah, and you magnified this image.
No, this is...
You don't see that from... That's magnified. You don't see that with your natural eye.
This is zoomed out to fit the screen. Show actual size is this one. That's the actual size of this picture. It's a 20 megapixel.
No, when you're standing on the shore, what does it look like? It didn't look like that.
This is not zoomed in. This is...
When you were if that thing was 7 or whatever, 5 miles away, Tommy, I wouldn't see it like that. I wouldn't see the windows. I wouldn't see those individual windows on there anymore.
Not with your eyes.
It would be too far.
Not with your eyes.
No, it's not. No,
this is zoomed in.
You were zoomed in on that picture
with a 400 millimeter zoom.
which is a zoom, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
It's not what you would naturally. Is this what you would naturally see with your eye at that
No,
distance?
of course not.
No.
But as I said before.
That's what. Thank you. You finally admit it.
Gary, as I said before.
That's exactly what I've been trying to tell you.
Every single thing you see on YouTube is shot through a lens. You don't record something with your eyes.
That's right, Tommy.
So everything you see
No,
on
but
YouTube,
you see natural. I'm asking you. That's all I was asking you, Tommy, and you skirt around it. You don't see that like that with your natural eye, right?
You can't compare eyes with a lens.
No, but even with your lens, then you expanded the image so you could see it. You zoomed.
This is the actual size
so
of that
simple.
photo. This is not zoomed in.
Yeah,
this is 400 millimeters. This is the actual size. When I do this,
So 400 millimeters is that? I don't know. I'm not a camera person or not a lens person. So 400 millimeters, is that zoomed compared to what you would see? Is it enlarge it, the image more than what you'd see with your natural eye?
Natural eye is about 50 millimeters or something around there. Yeah.
Okay, so your 400 millimeter enlarges the image compared to what you would see. So it's zoomed. In a sense, it's zoomed. It's even though you don't have a zoom, it's in a sense it's magnified or zoomed in.
If you should have a non-zoom, it will be around 50 millimeters. A 50 millimeter lens is just about zoom.
And you wouldn't see those cables in neither, would you?
Probably not. No.
Okay, thank you. That's all I want.
I don't see the difference. I don't see the problem, Gary, because as I said,
because zoomed in, it shows what's within available with a magnified image within the angle. That's all.
See the 1
you zoom in, you don't see that way.
I can see the 1 inch thick cables here at the ground level.
And that's good because you're zoomed in. Thank you.
Yeah, the same as all over.
You couldn't see it. You couldn't see it. And if you back off that right now, and if you had a zoom camera, you just backed off, those cables would become unresolvable, right? Before it reached before it even reached the natural way you see it.
Let me find my latest photos here. But again, Gary, there's nobody who is... that one's out of focus.
No, that's the one thing about... See, you have the different lenses, and so it shows different magnification levels. You have to change your lens or something, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how this all works. I'm not a camera person. Okay, so, but if you had the zoom and you zoomed in, it would enlarge that lighthouse. You would see the cables. If you zoom back out to your natural way of seeing, you would not resolve them anymore. They would become unresolvable because the angles become too narrow.
Here it hasn't focused, but you can still see the cables right here. I didn't focus on the lighthouse.
Gosh, it doesn't matter if you focus. You zoomed in.
The thing is, Gary, when I can see the cables at that distance, I should be able to
see. You can't see the cables unless you zoom in, Tommy. If you back off the zoom, the cables will become unresolvable, just like the red portion at the bottom of the ship and the yellow portion at the bottom of the turbines. It's so simple. You're just trying to obfuscate the whole thing by zooming in.
Gary, have you ever seen a video on YouTube recorded with someone's eyes?
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
I'm just
it
using
matters.
the zoom.
Of course it matters.
No. Okay, now you just interrupted me. I was answering your questions.
Yeah.
So this goes both ways, Tommy, right? Okay.
So
but what you see, the zoom is just showing you, but when they back off, it's showing, and when they zoom in and zoom out, it's showing you what's there available to the optical device with more power, but your eyes can't see. As it backs off, it all compresses back to the point you can't resolve it again. It's just how it's just giving you it's basically demonstrating how your eyes actually are working.
Except it's not.
No, except for if the ship if you were watching a ship and leaving the shore and then it moves away, the first part you wouldn't resolve would be the red portion or the blue portion in your model. That would be the first point you couldn't resolve anymore. You'd still see the top of the ship, but you wouldn't resolve the bottom. And you think it disappears. It simply becomes unresolvable. It's not obscured at anything.
Here I am at... I'm actually making a video with the lens I'm on, so I'm zooming from 100 to 400, but I have to focus manually. So at 100 millimeters, I can still see the turbines behind there. That's 100 millimeters.
100 millimeters is zoom. It's a type of zoom, right? It's only 100 millimeters, but it's still a zoom.
Yeah, and I zoom in to 400.
Okay, thank you.
Then I zoom.
So
Gary!
You couldn't...
Gary.
Tommy!
Now I'm zooming into 400 millimeters, and there's no difference. There's no change in the distance there. That's 400 millimeters. There's no change.
Who said it's going to change any distance? All you did was enlarge the picture.
And now I move the camera upwards a bit, so it's...
You narrowed your field of view and enlarged the picture.
So at 400 millimeters, there's no difference to the 100 millimeters. The turbines are still at the same place.
That's got nothing to do with anything. The turbines are farther away. That's perspective. That's got nothing to do with your zoom.
But what's the problem then? I don't see the problem.
Unless you tow that lighthouse further down the in the ocean, where
disappear.
it becomes smaller and smaller. No, because you have two items that aren't moving. They're not moving away from you. They're at a set point, right? They're not going to change your perspective just by zooming in and out. You're just going to see more. That's all. Your proportions, your angles are still the same. You're just going to zoom in and out.
You're missing one big point here, Gary. You're still not explaining.
No, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, you're still not explaining why it's bottom first.
I've explained that already earlier in the video. You just don't pay attention, Tommy.
We said it's
okay. If you this ship right here, let's say this picture right here.
I'm going to switch back.
You're out in the shore. Now, let's say if you you set up your camera, you make sure your camera's level. What's going to happen when you zoom in to something in the distance? Everything will expand outward from the center, right?
Yeah. Outward from the center.
Nice angles from the center. And then when you back off the zoom, everything compresses back towards that center, right?
Yeah.
So the center is your line of sight.
Sure.
The center in the distance is going to be where everything is converging towards.
Vanishing point, yeah.
That's why your horizon in the distance with your natural eye is basically going to be at the water level, almost indistinguishable. You only notice it if you zoom in, because it just depends on the distance of the ship. If it's not to the horizon, it'd be a little different. But you're simply, I forgot where I was going now. Oh, everything just converges to the center, and everything expands outward from the center, zooming in, zooming out. The center is where the surface and the sky appear to meet, even though the sky would actually have a bigger angle. You're actually looking further in the sky than if you are on the surface. But everything's going to converge towards that point. That's the center.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering why this crossed the center.
That's because the bottom of the ship touches the surface before the top of the ship touches the surface. So the bottom has a smaller angle. That's why the blue portion, when you get your model, disappeared before the top. That's why in my video, the red portion disappeared before the top, and the yellow portion of the turbines disappeared before the top. And they're at the center point. They're the closest thing to the surface. The surface is your center point. That's where your top converges to the bottom. Your bottom converges up towards the top, and the sides converge towards the middle. Just like if you look down my pea shooter, everything converges towards that far end. The angles at the rim at the center are the narrowest part of your angle of view. If you draw the line, if you make a longer and longer pipe, that little end will become narrower and narrower, smaller and smaller, because the angles are becoming more and more narrow.
Towards the center.
It's the same thing.
Towards the center of you.
Towards the center. That's why the bottom of the ship touches the surface. The surface is the bottom. That's why when you look out at the ocean, when you're standing there, it appears, even though we know it doesn't ramp up, it appears to slant upwards, right? Towards eye level. I didn't say eye level, I said towards eye level.
Yeah, towards eye level.
Just like the sky will appear, just like the sky will appear to slant down towards that eye level.
Yeah.
That's why the sides will appear to slant inward towards the center of your line of sight. That's why if you, let's say we just had that conjunction with, Saturn and Jupiter, where it looked like a single star. But did you see people when they zoomed in on it with their P900s and P1000s?
Yeah.
They weren't converged at all.
Again.
It's the same thing, because as you zoom in, they expand outward. They weren't lined up at all.
According to that formula, I should see the ship 3 times further away than I did with my own eyes before zooming. According to that, the ship is gonna become unresolvable bottom first. You might see part of the top for a long ways. But the top will gradually slant down into that compressed angle. As long as my eye level is at 22 meters and I'm looking up at
your eye level in the far distance is going to be negligible from the horizon.
You're going to stop now, please. Now you're done, please. Now it's my time. Shut the hell up.
Done.
I'm getting pissed now. Now it's enough. Please. As long as I'm having my eye level at 22 meters, there's nothing at 300 meters above it should go down below my eye level. There's a 300 meters difference between my eye. Shut up, Gary! It's a 300 meter difference between my eye level and that cube. Yeah, you're not letting me
Okay,
speak.
Tommy, I got another
have
video.
to speak.
I got another video.
This
I want
is
you to
not
play.
a
I'm gonna
one-way
show high level.
interrogation. This is a two-way conversation. Shut the hell up. Now
Okay,
it's enough,
Tommy, if you
Gary.
tell me to shut up one more time,
Grow
I will
up.
leave the call. And we'll go another day.
No,
Don't tell me to shut up. No.
you don't let
This
me
is a
speak.
two-way street. I even told you to shut up.
You're not letting me to speak.
Okay,
You're
don't tell me
talking
to
all the
shut
time.
up, or I'll leave the call. I'll
You're
leave
not
the
letting
call.
me
I've already
speak.
defeated you.
My
I've
eye
already
level
defeated you.
is at 22 meters. There's no
Okay.
there's no distance that 300 meter high should be below my eye level. No distance at all.
No, it'll converge to your eye level.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It
Towards
goes
it.
below.
It does. It'll become unresolvable as from your eye level
Yeah, but that should stay
with
above.
distance.
This is the same distance.
No, it won't stay above. If it increases distance, it will not stay above. It will converge towards your eye level to a point where you can't resolve the difference.
It's not just
Your eye level, you won't be able to resolve your eye level from the surface or the thing that was above that moved further away from that eye level. It will converge and compress into that and become unresolvable.
You see this photo again now. That is the same size as this model. That model is at 400 millimeter zoom. That's 400 millimeter zoom, the same as this one. The distance is the same. I should see that at that angle up
No,
there,
play.
almost at the same
Okay,
top.
play. Okay, get rid of your model. Your model is worthless.
No, it isn't.
Okay, play that when it's at its smallest point, and then when it's at its largest point, and then see how the relation from your eye level is to the water surface compared to the magnified image versus the unmagnified image.
According to a flat surface, this should always be above my eye level. My eye level, that parallel lines doesn't cross.
No, but they converge in the distance. They just like railroad
but it
tracks
don't
appear
go
to
below,
converge.
Gary. There's no way they
They
can
appear
go
to converge, increasing distance. You got to remember, your windmills were much further
Yeah,
than either that boat
it's just-
or your lighthouse. Simple perspective, Tommy. This is so easy.
No, it isn't.
It's
really
the same.
isn't.
It's the same result. It is easy. It's the same result every time. It's only not easy if you don't want to understand it, and that's where you're at. You don't want to understand it. Just like if you just if you could back off this picture right here, that ship will become unresolvable.
Yeah, but not bottom
Well,
first.
that might be close enough because it looks like the horizon is behind. I can't tell, but I got another video I want you to play to show how that horizon or that eye level works. It's a critical think video.
But again, it converges and it gets smaller. Has nothing to do with bottom first.
Okay, so where's your eye level in this picture on that lighthouse compared to the water
There.
surface now?
And you can still
It's
see.
very close, right?
You can still see
It's
the
very
turbines
close though
behind
now,
there.
right? It's right, but if that island kept on moving out away, what would happen with that lighthouse? It would converge into the center point and become unresolvable.
No, it would disappear behind the
Yes, it
horizon.
would. No, it would simply become unresolvable, just like the red portion at the bottom of the ship, and the yellow portion at the bottom of the turbines, and the blue portion in your model. They all become unresolvable. It's center first. It's the thing closest to the center
no one
is
denies
what
that,
becomes
Gary.
unresolvable first. It's the narrowest angles. That's why when you showed that lighthouse when it wasn't zoomed in on, it's barely above the surface, and it's not even to the horizon.
No one denies it's
That
center.
you could see the horizon in your lighthouse video was well beyond. You could see the water well beyond the island.
This is according to a flat surface, Gary. There's no way that 300 meters should be below my eye level. In no distance.
Absolutely it would. It's much further.
How does anything go from... how does anything
Because
go
it
from
compresses
above to
with
below?
distance, Tommy. Everything compresses with distance. The angles become narrower with distance.
Yeah, but
more distance, narrower angles. Simple.
Why does it cross that line? That's my question.
It doesn't cross it. It just becomes unresolvable from it. That's all.
In my
It's
observation,
so simple.
that is down here.
Hey, Tommy, can you play another one of my videos to show how the eye level
soon,
works?
Soon. Yeah. But there is no way that 300 meter box there should be below that line. It could probably...
It's not below them. Listen, if you left the lighthouse, or if you left the lighthouse, I'm getting it wrong. Let's say you left your windmills where they're at, and you simply... Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I lost you. You leave the windmills where they are, and you tow that lighthouse out. That lighthouse will become unresolvable from the surface, and since those turbines are out there, not moving anymore, this is just an example, they will, like right now, showing how your lighthouse gets closer and closer to that surface line, becomes less and less resolvable, right? Simply That's just nothing to do but angles. It's so simple.
Less resolvable, yeah, but I can still
And
see
resolution.
them. I can still see. I can even see
Because they're cool.
I can still see the.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
You could barely. Okay, in that other picture, before you zoomed in on it, could you even see the windmills above that lighthouse, which
Yeah,
is barely visible?
But this is
No, with your natural eye. Go back. No, go back. Go back. No, to the one where you had your little water level thing on.
Yeah, this
where
one.
it was way out there. No, that's not it. There you go.
Yeah. But
Okay, so now you got. Where's the windmills here? Can you see them?
No, because they're not in the picture.
No, they're there. They're in the
they're
picture.
not.
You just haven't zoomed in.
They're
They're
not
within
in the
the
picture.
angle. You just hadn't zoomed in, Tommy.
They're not in the picture. I'm not.
Why aren't they in the picture, Tommy?
Because this is a show of my water level. They're not even in
No,
this
no, no,
picture.
no, no. It showed the lighthouse. Now the turbines were behind the lighthouse.
Yeah, there's no.
So you showed the lighthouse. The turbines were behind. So in that other picture, you couldn't see the turbines, could you?
In this one, no, because this is.
Tommy, go back. Go
Here.
back.
Here.
Where's the turbine? Oh, come on, Tommy. Don't skip
Yeah.
that. Now you're
This is
trying to fly by it.
I'm going to show the original. This,
Go back to it. Go back to that and sit here a second, Tommy, please.
I'm going to.
We're talking. I want to talk about the compression here. Where
I'm gonna
are the
show
windmills?
you
You're lined up towards that thing. The windmills are in the background. Where are they in this picture?
I'm going to show the original. This is a compressed photo.
It's compressed because it's more
No.
like your natural eyesight.
This is a cropped and compressed photo to fit the screen.
Well, even okay, compress it more. So what happens when you compress it even more?
I'm going to find the original first.
Can you compress it even more? This will be funny. If you compress it even more, you won't even see that. You won't even see that lighthouse anymore.
6839.
You'll compress it to the point where you can see it.
I'm just going to close a window here. A few seconds, please. Close. 6839. There. This is that original photo. Here. You can see those turbines behind here.
Yeah, they're barely resolvable, right?
Yeah, but they're still there. And they're still below my eye level.
No, I know, but they're barely resolvable.
So what?
They're also way.
So what?
So what?
And this is shot with 100mm zoom. I can still also see them in, let me see. If I get the 70mm, I can still see them at 70mm zoom. Why is resolvable meaning anything, Gary? It's still disappearing downwards. Resolvable is not downwards.
Because they're compressing. Everything compresses towards the center of your line of sight.
Yeah.
Tommy, I've told you this already 5 times today. With the increasing distance, the angle becomes more narrow. The object you're observing becomes more compressed.
To the center of frame.
You can show this in your models, Tommy.
To the center.
Yes, that's right. Towards the center of frame.
To the center of your eye level.
And they're much further than the lighthouse, which is actually not even to the horizon. The lighthouse isn't even to the horizon. You can see the water behind it in your zoomed-in pictures.
Why does it?
So
Gary,
the horizon is much further than this island, isn't it, Tommy?
You're not letting me speak. If you ask a question,
Tommy, can you answer that question?
Yeah, but you have to wait for the before you ask again.
Can you answer it?
Yeah, if you shut up, I will. When you zoom out, everything becomes smaller. Of course, yeah. That one. That doesn't say why anything goes down. Smaller doesn't mean down.
No, distance compresses, which is going to converge it towards the center.
Yeah, this goes
distance
past
compresses.
this goes
Angles
past the center,
get
Gary.
narrower. It compresses the image. The windmills are much further than the lighthouse. You didn't answer my question, which you said you were going to. Is the lighthouse even at the horizon, Tommy?
If you push the lighthouse away, it disappears bottom first over the horizon.
Tommy, answer the question. Was the lighthouse at the horizon?
No, but
and when you're on your end of the world view.
The horizon is just a point of reference.
Okay, so now let's say you towed that towards the horizon. What would it look like? Would it get smaller?
Yeah, of course.
Leave the turbines alone. Okay, so it gets smaller. And then if you kept towing it, would it get smaller and smaller? And then, but you left the turbines where they were. This is perspective, Tommy.
Everything
This
gets
is how
small.
we perceive distance.
Gary,
Things get smaller
Gary.
with distance. Things that don't move stay the same.
No one denies that things get smaller at distance. That's how perspective
That's
works.
why
No one
if you
denies
towed
that, Gary.
if you towed that lighthouse to further out,
Yeah.
it would go closer and closer to the surface. It would look like it's going down, but it's not. It's just compressing towards your center. Just like the windmills, which are much further away, they're
Let's-
too compressed for the angle.
Let's
see the bottoms.
let's focus on 3 words
Well,
here, Gary. Please, let's
Well,
focus.
let's take one more thing at the windmills in my video. As it zoomed out, what happened? Did it look like part of the bottoms were unresolvable? You couldn't see the bottoms, huh?
Let's focus on 3 words. Towards the center. That's pretty important. Towards the center.
Yes.
This is not towards the center. It's below the center. It's
Yeah, I know.
crossing the center. That's not towards. It's crossing
It's not
the
crossing.
center.
It's not crossing anything.
Of course it is.
No, the island isn't to the center.
Those wind turbines.
The island is way before. Well, the turbines are way beyond the angle available from your elevation to see the bottom, to resolve the bottom. That's why when you zoom in, they enlarge, but only to a point because your zoom camera has a limit.
If those
Your
were
lenses have a limit.
Gary, please let me speak. Oof. If those turbines were on a flat surface like this one, I should be looking upwards, and that should never change at all. You should never be able to go.
You will not be able to tell the difference, Tommy, if they keep moving away. The compression becomes increasing.
I can't tell the
More
difference.
compressed. The angles become more and more narrow. They will become unresolvable. Things do become unresolvable, Tommy, with distance.
Yeah, but unresolvable
They
doesn't
become
mean down.
the angles. It's the angle from your eyes to the object.
The angles
Distance
does
narrows
mean
that
down,
angle.
Gary.
Yes, it does mean down. Okay, Tommy, here, get your model out. Get your little things out. I'm going to have you draw something. All I want is a line across the top, a line across the bottom, a dot in the middle on the left side, and then draw angles from the top, from the thing that represents your eye to the bottom, and then the same angle to the top, and then keep going out further. Tell me what happens to that angle. The more distance, the narrower that angle gets.
You want to angle from...
That's why your eyes see things where they are. That's the angles put it in perspective. They put it in your where it belongs in the picture,
Gary.
basically.
Please define perspective.
Perspective is just how you see things with angles based on your
Perspective
your
has a
position.
law.
Oh yes.
Perspective has a law.
No. Perspective is all about angles and distance. Distance compresses the angle, it narrows the angle, compresses the image, puts it in its spot in your perspective view.
Does perspective
That's why the ground will appear to slant up. That's why the sky will appear to slant down. That's why things that move away from you will appear to converge towards the center. If you have a ship, if you're standing on the shore, there's a ship 100 yards to your left, another ship 100 yards to your right, and they go straight away from you. Parallel to your straightforward line of sight. With increasing distance, what will happen to those ships?
If the Earth was flat, everything should be in that point in the center there. Nothing should ever
flat,
cross.
and that's why they will converge.
Center.
Those ships will converge in the distance to a point where you can't resolve them as separate anymore.
Do you see that it was on my screen now, that hallway?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing should ever cross that center. We agree on that one. That's perspective.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. These has crossed the center because they should never be below my eye level.
No. Just keep moving your center further out, and what will happen? Keep moving that center further
We
out.
have spoken of this
Extend
before.
that hallway.
Does eye level bend?
Extend the hallway.
Does eye level
No,
bend?
you have a limit on. Listen, it doesn't. You have a limit on your little hallway that you just showed. Keep extending it out and tell me what happens.
Nothing.
Will you be able to resolve? No, it'll come to the point where you can't even resolve that hole anymore.
Yeah, but nothing will go past that point no matter how far it is.
That's right. You won't resolve it in that point, Tommy. you like to limit
I can
things.
resolve
I've
this.
got a
I
little
see
square here.
turbines right there.
Extend that hall out.
They
Keep going
are
further.
right there. I can
That
resolve them.
your little hallway will become more and more narrow because the angles become more and more narrow.
I can see them right there. They are resolved. I can see the details on those turbines. And this again is a compressed photo. It's a highly compressed photo. I can show the original.
Yeah, well, it's compressed because they're far away, Tommy. They compress.
Yeah.
They're also you also have
direction?
the island in front of them.
In what direction?
They compress.
In what direction?
Towards the center.
Yeah.
Towards the center. They're further away than the lighthouse, Tommy.
This is past the center.
The island isn't past the center. Those are past the center. No, they're converging into the center. The center just becomes unresolvable. It's what's the old term they used to use? I can't remember what the term was. You know, where things become invisible. The vanishing point. Let's call it the vanishing point.
Yeah.
There just comes a point out there where you can't resolve within that angle. Just like if you have I have a video with railroad tracks going away. Now, in the far distance, they look like they're converging towards each other, and then you can't see anymore. It's at the horizon, right? And then it's like, can you see anything between those rails? Even though there's a space there, can you see anything between those rails? It becomes unresolvable, right?
This is my vanishing point. 22 meters above sea level. That's my vanishing point.
Did you even listen to a word I said?
Yeah, the train tracks.
Or you just too busy?
I listened to the
train
train
tracks. And what happens? Can you answer the question on those first, and we'll go on to this.
They converge into
as those tracks go off in the distance, they appear to converge at the horizon, right?
But they never cross.
They don't. We know that no, they don't cross. They're parallel lines. They're not even touching. Now, in the distance, though, at that horizon point, when you're just looking at it, whether it's with your natural eye or even with a zoom, the zoom will just let you see a little further within the angle, but it'll still come to that point where you can't resolve in between them anymore. Why can't you see anything between those tracks? Which those tracks are probably 4 feet apart, right? But there comes to a point where you can't see anything between those two rails. But right? Again, there's at least 4 feet. So it becomes unresolvable, right?
That doesn't make the tracks cross over each other.
No, it doesn't cross. Of course they don't. It's perspective. But it comes to a point where you can't see anything between those two rails. The rails look like they're converging to each other, right? Okay, well, that's the same for top bottom. It's like your hallway. If you extend it out, it just keeps getting narrower and narrower to the point where you can't even see the point of that light anymore with distance.
You see the picture here. Those tracks are converging, yet they're not. They will never cross over. We agree on that. So...
Yeah, of course.
So why is this my vanishing point here, and that top is crossing over that point?
The top isn't crossing over it. The top is further away. The windmills are much further. They're way more compressed because of distance.
Yeah.
Than the lighthouse, which is close by.
But they cross over the vanishing point.
No, they don't cross over any vanishing point. There's only a going into, merging into that vanishing point. The angle becomes too narrow for the optic. That's that simple. Of course, you can change that with elevation. Because you widen it. Because you widen the angle with elevation, it just becomes wider, which lets you see further.
I got a few too much folders up here now. There. Up. My vanishing point is that line. That's my vanishing point.
I can't see your line, sorry.
This line here is my vanishing point. That is, my camera is level. I level the camera here. That's the center of frame. That's my vanishing point. That's a straight line. That doesn't bend. That's my vanishing point.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not, no, Tommy. Sorry. Your line is nothing. Show me a zoom in, zoom out. That's why I asked you on the first time you went to the end of the world. I said, next time go out there, I go with a zoom and just zoom, level the camera, zoom in and out. And everybody will see. Everybody's going to see what happens. No, you didn't zoom in and out. Yeah. You showed first a 100 millimeter, then a 400 millimeter.
Isn't that zoom in and out?
You didn't zoom in and out, so people don't get the effect.
Excuse me, isn't that zoom in and out?
It's not the same as showing it going in and out like a zoom camera like these. That's why on my video that you played earlier, you can see it quite clearly.
So zooming from 100 to 400 isn't zooming in and out. Are you serious?
No, it shows. No,
Are you
Tommy,
serious,
that's not
Gary?
what I said. Did I say that, Tommy? I said it's not the same effect. Didn't I say that, Tommy?
This is zooming in and out. 100 to 400.
No. Zooming in and out. It's not the same effect, Tommy. Okay, you say you're zoomed in on here. Okay, but I mean,
This
I
is what
know
I
you're
asked for.
zoomed in when you got a different millimeter. You zoom in. It's kind of like zooming in or enlarging the picture or
I think you need
magnifying
to
it.
define zoom.
But it's not the same effect. You're not watching things converge and compress towards the center. That's why a zoom camera, because you can, when you zoom in and out like the P900,
I'm a bit
P1000,
confused
you
now.
can see what's happening. It's not confusing at all.
Isn't this zooming?
Okay,
Is that
Tommy.
zoom?
It's not. You're not getting the same effect as if you're watching the image gradually zoomed in on and gradually zoomed out on. You're not getting this.
Isn't this
Hey, Tommy.
zooming? It says right here, 100. Let's see.
You said you didn't have it.
100 millimeter, 400 millimeter.
Okay. Did you
zooming?
show that?
Huh?
Did you show that? Did you zoom in and out like that?
On this video right
No.
here.
Did Tommy, in your video, did you zoom in and out?
Yeah.
Or did you just take pictures when it was this here, and then you took a picture when it was here?
Watch the screen.
You didn't zoom. Was it
Watch the
zooming
screen.
in?
Watch the screen.
Yes.
100.
No, Tommy.
400.
I don't need the screen.
That's the zooming.
Tommy. Oh my God.
That's zooming in. That's 400, and then zoom back out to a 100. Just as you asked for. Globmom, Safety K. Sorry, I just see the chat now and then. This is zooming in and zooming out, Gary. This is how zooming is. If you have a different definition of zooming than everyone else, please explain how zooming works. This would be great.
So the whole point here, Tommy, is the wind turbines are much further. They're more compressed. It doesn't matter if you zoom in or out when they're compressed. They're still going to be more compressed even when you zoom in because the tower here is closer. It's not moving. It's closer. They're both fixed distances. So you zoom in, you zoom out. It doesn't matter. The turbines are much further. They're much more compressed.
You asked for zooming. I showed you zooming, and now it doesn't matter.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter, Tommy.
Why
the whole
for it,
point
then?
is you're missing the point. Your turbines are way further, way more compressed. Zooming in is just going to show the same result because they're just all you're doing is decompressing the picture. But the things in the distance are still further than that lighthouse. They didn't change anything there. You didn't change your perspective angle to anything.
Yeah. So why is my vanishing point? Why does those turbines cross the vanishing point?
That isn't your vanishing point.
It
the
is.
vanishing point is at the surface.
No.
You can't see the surface in your video.
As
You're
you said-
blocking it.
As you said before.
Your
the
island
vanishing
is
point.
no.
Gary,
Oh,
please.
gosh.
The vanishing point, as you said before, is at the center of frame. This is at center of frame.
Okay, Tommy. Tommy, go back. I want you to play my other video. We're going to run out of time, otherwise I'm not sitting out here for 5 hours.
I line up my camera against the water level.
Tommy?
That's the center of my
Tommy,
frame.
we're at an impasse
That is
here.
my
We're
eye
at an
level.
impasse.
That is my vanishing point.
Well,
Why does-
that's even if your eye level is at that point in the tower. That's a whole other subject. I can show how your water level can be easily manipulated, and I'm going to make a little video just to use it against you next time. Quite easy.
Or you think
You can't. Nobody can tell from your water level if you're actually at the top of the surface, lined up perfectly with the surface. Nobody can tell. A simple move up or down.
Yeah, I showed that too.
Excuse me.
I have that covered. Covered. Sorry, not covered. I have that covered. That was wrong. I have that covered.
No, you don't have that covered. Can anybody see if this is lined up here with your water tube? Can you see if you're looking right over the surface?
There is pretty much dead on center.
Well, I don't even want to talk about this right now. This is another show.
And here I'm moving the camera a bit down.
Okay, Tommy, I'm not talking about this right now. We're going to show you in the future. I got to make my other video.
And I move the camera a bit up again.
Okay, Tommy, if you're going to stay right here right now, I'm going to hang up because I told you I'm going to stick to one subject for now.
This is what you asked for.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not talking about this until I make my video and in the future show. I already said, Tommy, I said my rules that I set for you.
Yeah, okay.
If you want to go against the rules, then I'm going to end the call right now.
But this is what you asked for right now.
Tommy, I'm going to count to 5 for you to quit, and we'll go on to this in the next show, one of the next shows. Not the next one, but one of the future shows. If you want to do more shows. I didn't ask for it. I just was making a comment while I was up there. I didn't ask you to go into it. Okay, Tommy, if you're not going to leave this subject, I'm going to hang up.
Move on.
Okay, I want you to play my other video. It's a critical think video.
I have lots of stuff up here.
It's got eye level. It's like my third or fourth to the last one.
I'm just going to close a whole lot of pictures.
It's a critical think. It's got a little. It's not like a. I'll tell you when you get to it.
Here. Yeah.
Okay, Tommy, are we going to the next subject or not?
Yeah, I'm having your page up now. You can pick and choose.
Okay. Well, it's still the same subject. It's just. Actually, you know what? We'll skip this one for now too. I just want to show you another one, because that applies to that next subject we're talking about.
I have your
in the future.
YouTube page.
Yeah, we'll skip that for now. That's a future show. If you want to keep doing this, I just want to keep this one to this what we're talking about now.
Okay.
Here I got one. It's a video from B-Ball for Life, and it's called Angular Compression and Rayleigh Criterion Effects Are Reasons for Bottom First Disappearance. That's what it's called.
5 months ago.
Yeah, it might be. It's still about the angular compression. It's in Rayleigh criterion.
Someone swimming. Angular compression and Rayleigh effects are a reason for bottom first disappearance.
Yeah, this one I think. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I just want you to play it too. You're going to see the same thing that happens in the red portion at the bottom of the ship. You're going to see the image compress when he backs off the zoom. You're going to see that bottom become unresolvable before the top.
What I do see here is the top of a ship with no bottom of it. It's going now, but there's nothing happening.
You can see it. Okay, well just take that line across. You can see it.
Here it
like
starts to zoom.
It looks like a deck or something on the side.
He starts to zoom at
He's going to start to back.
2 minutes.
He's going to back off the zoom.
Yeah, now it starts. This is filmed with a toaster, though. This is terrible quality, to point it out.
Okay, well this is blame B-Ball for Life. It's distance.
Yeah.
Now watch us that bottom. See that line? You're going to not resolve what's below that line in a minute. All the details on the ship will become unresolvable more and more as it compresses.
For me, it looks like everything disappears once at once.
You saw the bottom disappear already.
I saw everything disappear, all of it.
No, you saw the bottom first. There was a line there across. The portion below that line. Play it again, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm doing
Everybody
it
can watch it again. Play it again.
It's starting right now. 3,
Come on, I want everybody to watch.
1.
I want everybody to watch closely.
Yeah.
As it goes.
Everything goes away at once.
See that line across the ship there, Tommy, and towards the middle of the top deck and the bottom. See that line.
Yeah. You can still see the bottom of the part. Sorry, the bottom part.
Watch what happens. No, what that bottom? No, that bottom's going to disappear. It's going to become unresolvable before the top of the ship.
Still see the water line right there.
Keep going.
Yeah, I'm going.
You can still see the top of the ship.
You can still see the bottom of the ship here also. It's the same.
I can't.
This goes all directions at once. This is not bottom first. It's not even at the horizon.
No, of course the whole image compresses, Tommy, but that bottom became unresolvable for the top.
The thing is, Gary, as I said, this is filmed with a toaster.
That's compression, Tommy. That's angular compression.
This is JPEG.
Rayleigh, and now it's completely gone. Rayleigh just made it disappear.
No, this is JPEG.
The compressed image and the Rayleigh criterion made it disappear.
This is JPEG compression.
Doesn't matter. It's still the same thing, Tommy. Oh my God.
You can see.
Yeah, I got another one. We'll play another one just because I
can even see here
on
the lampshade. You can see how this is the lampshade, the lamp stand, not shade, the lamp stand. You can see the edges of that stand is terrible. This is filmed with a potato. That says a lot. And B-Ball he can do better.
We'll take a critical think video. Same thing. I got 2 more critical think videos I want you to play. Same thing. You're gonna see the same. You're gonna see on one of his videos how the angular compression compresses the lettering at the bottom more than the top. Let me get you that. Okay, ship appears to disappear bottom first, but not because of curvature. It's critical thinks video. I critiqued it. A portion of it. It's not very long. None of them are long. You're going to see the same thing.
This is what I showed with my Lego. This is I'm going to go to that part where you zoom out because
your Lego is worthless, Tommy.
1.5 minutes with nothing first. So there.
Okay. I don't know if people can see it. I have a hard time seeing it on my tablet right now. I can actually see it on my phone probably better.
Now it's zooming out.
Okay. Now watch that portion at the bottom of the ship.
Yeah.
Going to become unresolvable for the top.
You can still
It
see
has a different color.
the red
has a
part
different
here
color.
is pretty much gone. Yeah, but again, this is
Yeah, okay, and you still see the top, right? You still see the top
the
somewhat.
red part.
And the tops are going to gradually disappear. The red disappeared before the top.
Yeah, as Mike said it here.
Just like it did in my other video. Just like it did in B-Ball's video, even though that one wasn't as clear. This one was
nothing
clear.
going here bottom first, Gary. This is not bottom first.
You saw, did that brown reddish portion at the bottom of the ship become unresolvable? Did it become unresolvable before the top, Tommy? Yes, the whole bottom becomes unresolvable before the
whole
top.
ship becomes unresolvable. But again, that's...
No, yeah, that's right. But the bottom becomes unresolvable before the top. Everybody just watched this and saw it. If you deny it, it's just because you don't want to believe it. You just saw it.
Here also the bottom is unresolvable.
Okay, your model is pointless, Tommy.
This is not model, this is Lego.
This doesn't even resemble what we just showed.
Exactly.
Not even a resemblance whatsoever.
As long
it's not
as
a resemblance whatsoever, Tommy. The only resemblance you'll get is if you take that Lego and move it away from your camera while it's focused. That's the only way you're going to even close to imitating what we just saw.
As long as I can't replicate the distance and the weather conditions, this shows exactly what's going on.
You can't see. No, it doesn't, because you cannot duplicate what you just saw in the video that I had you play.
Do you see the red part on the left side here? Do you see the red part on the left
Tommy,
side?
This is pointless.
Do you see the red part on the left side?
Only your nitwit followers will believe that compares.
I'm sure about that.
Yeah, and only in your brain does it compare, because you know good and well it doesn't.
Why does a white
part... You even admit it. You don't. You can't show anger.
Why does the white part...
I see less of the red part right now.
Yeah, on the right side, where the red part is overlooking the
because the whole right side is red. Look at the part where the white part is and the red part. Which one overcomes which one?
The white goes over the red, and the red goes over the black.
That's right. Okay, thank you, Tommy. That's as close as you're going to get to duplicating anything even close to what we were talking about.
So that's exactly the same what happens on the ships.
No.
The brighter part goes over the darker part.
No. It was resolvable when he was zoomed in. You could see it. You could see that red portion at the bottom, or that brown. I can't tell what color it is. Reddish brown. You could see it while he was zoomed in. So he had enough angle to it. But as he backed off the zoom, it went back to its normal compression.
One question, Gary.
Right? You saw the bottom of the ship become unresolvable before the top in this thing.
Gary, he's standing on top of something here, well over the waterline. So the trees are down.
It doesn't matter what he stood on. You still have the same result.
Why do you keep on talking over me? Oh dear. He's standing on top of something here, so he's well above the waterline. A few meters at us, because the trees are down here and the building and stuff.
Which allowed him to see further. That's why he could zoom in on it. It was far away. He could zoom in on because he had a sufficient elevation angle. So he zoomed in, but now you can't see it.
Bravo. Thank you. You're done. So...
I'm done?
Yeah. His eye level is somewhere up here. Why does that...
Doesn't matter where his eye level... Oh, we'll get to the next video and that'll show that.
Why?
No, actually, that's the one I wanted to show, but we'll show that in the future, because that will show you exactly where it is.
Why... Sorry. What angle here from his eye level makes it disappear bottom first out here?
It's towards the center. The bottom is towards the center, is the closest to the center. It's always the narrowest angle. The next video will show this.
Yet again.
It's going to show what he'll do nothing but a simple angle change in the next video. No, he's not going to back on the zoom. He's just going to change the angle.
Yet again,
while he's zoomed in.
Yet again, they're talking towards the center.
Everything converged towards the center here, Tommy.
Yeah.
Everything converged towards that horizon.
Also something 300 meters higher than the center towards the center goes past the center.
It's far enough away it converged. When things are the farther away, the more compressed they get, Tommy. Doesn't matter how tall. That's why my mountains look smaller and smaller with distance. They compress because the angle to them becomes increasingly narrow.
Towards the center.
Distance narrow. Yes, they will go towards the center if they're moving away from you. Everything converges towards the center. Yes.
So
the center is your vanishing point. It's your vanishing. It's where things become unresolvable in that space, because the angles become simply too narrow to resolve.
So
and the water line, since you're usually closer to the surface than you are to the sky, that water line is going to be the thing that they compress into, because they're going to become unresolvable from the water, because colors will fade with distance. They're going to fade in with that.
So
they're going to melt in. They're going to
why does
in. They're going
a
to
300 meter higher point go below that center of frame?
They're not below your eye level on that. If you towed that island out, your eye level would be, what would it do, Tommy? Where would it be?
My eye level wouldn't change.
You leave it. No. Your eye level on that video right here with the tower. If it's towed out, it moved away. It moved towards those turbines. What would happen with the distance? In the distance, it would go below those turbines, wouldn't it?
I just removed that lighthouse. How does that change anything? Look at the screen.
No. Move it, because it gives you the perspective. The lighthouse is close. Those are far. Remember, you've heard this: close, far, close, far.
Yeah.
So if you just take any image and move it further, it compresses. That lighthouse, if it moved further, would compress closer towards that water line, right?
The lighthouse from the equation. The lighthouse is gone. The lighthouse is gone. My eye level is the same. My eye level doesn't. Gary.
No, your eye level is where the horizon is. You can't even see the horizon in this image.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
My eye level is not.
It's always it's always at the horizon.
No.
It's always right next to it. Yes.
What? Next to it, left or right? What's next to it, left or right?
No, your eye level and the horizon are always side by side. They're always, when you view with your natural eye, or even a zoomed image. You take all your lines out, you zoom in an image, it's always going to compress towards the center.
So
it's just that simple.
What does this do then?
Tommy, okay, let's go back to the other video. We're talking about your thing here in another time, another day. We'll get all to your video. We'll devote a whole show to your video right here. How about that?
I'm just confused. Where's my eye level?
No. Tommy, go back to where we were on the ship. This is another show. That's part of the rules that I agreed to. That I have to agree to.
You just can't explain without
Tommy,
explaining.
it's another show. No, Tommy, it's another show. I will get to your whole video here in another show.
Let's just do this. I don't know if you can hear, but listen to this if you can.
When you say you refute something, doesn't mean you refuted it. It just means you gave your explanation that you think is correct. It doesn't mean it is.
Could you hear that?
I'm sorry, what?
No, you couldn't hear. There's a sound clip from Jose's when he said refuting isn't something you just explain. You have to show something. So when you just trying to refute my eye level, you need something more.
No, I wasn't. I don't have to refute your eye level. I told you that's another show. No, it's another show. I'm setting everything up for the future. If you want to do another show, we'll do another show. But I'm setting up the whole perspective deal, because we got to see certain things to understand certain things. You don't understand certain things.
Well, I think you got that backwards.
You think I don't, but that's fine. We'll go and we'll have other shows. I will come on other shows. I have no problem with this. I understand what I'm looking at. I don't think you do.
I think
so. Anyhow, I got one more video I want you to show of critical things.
I think you need some point of reference, though. You're missing that.
No, we saw at least the blue portion of your model and your ship disappear bottom first. We saw the red portion of the ship in my first video that I played, that you played for me, and the yellow portion of the bottom of the turbines disappear bottom first. We saw this now. We saw the bottom of the whole ship disappear before the top on the last video we played. So we saw it at least 3 different times, right? B-ball, I forgot B-ball for life video.
There's a difference there.
Where we saw the bottom portion become unresolvable before the top. So we got at least 4 things here.
There's a difference.
No. There's no difference here.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we're going to get to the whole eye level thing in a future show and we'll talk about your video.
The difference is my ship disappeared bottom first. The others didn't.
That's exactly what they do. Bottom first. They did. You saw. Everybody here saw it. Tommy, if you want to say nope, you can say nope all you want.
This doesn't disappear bottom first.
Doesn't change it. Everybody saw it. Even Jose, if he's listening, even Jose played it on his show, and he even said on his show Yeah, it did
I'm
appear
not
to become
Jose.
unresolvable
You're
bottom
talking to
first.
me now, not Jose.
Yeah,
This
it was on
doesn't
Jose's
appear
show.
bottom first.
No, the one that Critical Think, that video, Jose played it on his show, and he agreed it became. And in fact, that video with the John D.
I'm not
I think he
Jose.
played it on his show. And I don't care if you're Jose. I'm saying he played it on the show. He even agreed
Yeah, I don't care.
that the bottom became unresolvable. Yeah, well, you're just denying it because you can't do otherwise, Tommy. Because to not deny it would have to change how you see things, and so you're just going to stick to your guns. You're going to deny.
No, don't strawman me. Don't strawman me.
You're suffering from the very same thing you always accuse us of suffering from, Dunning-Kruger. You can't see what's right in front of your nose. Okay, we're going to play one more, and then after this one, I'm going to go until next time if you want to.
Cypher, I can see your messages.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this all day. I just want to go one more video, if it's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay. The. Oh, it's called angular compression by a simple change of elevation.
That one.
It's another Critical Think video.
The thing is,
all
Gary,
he does in this.
I think you're misquoting every single one of those.
No. I'm showing you the video, and I'm showing what happens in the video. I'm making my own critique here.
In this video, nothing happens.
Okay. No, it does happen.
He doesn't zoom anything.
Even he says it in his video. No. All he's going to do is change his elevation. That's it.
Elevation. Okay,
he's going to keep it zoomed in.
Yeah.
He's going to change his elevation. That's it. I think he goes from 15 meters. If I recall, I could be wrong. I can't remember exactly. I think he went from 15 meters to just above the water.
Yeah. And if you can see, there's some compression.
And of course, he's going to say He's going to say refraction.
Yeah,
because
you
it was
can see the
obviously
reflection
a
right
clear
there.
day.
You see the reflection in the photo.
Just okay. Tommy, refraction is that's a whole nother show too. Refraction is not what you say it is. Refraction is just when you can see further because the water is clear and the conditions are nice. You can see further over a surface.
You see the text, Gary.
You got a whole variety of things that go into that.
Gary, you can see the text on that ship. That is compressed. That is
yeah.
refraction.
Yeah, play the video, Tommy.
Now he's...
just play the video. Play the video. I want people to hear it.
He's playing. You want the sound too?
He's going to call it refraction when it's compressed.
That was terribly low. Wait a minute.
It could have been. Sometimes I do them because I do them outside. I don't want to disturb my neighbors.
A bunch of crap. He changed the angle from 15 meters.
Yeah, the sound is there.
Above the water.
But if you want to comment, please.
Narrowing the
well, anyhow, I can't hear it. So
information to a smaller space.
A minute. Yeah, I can't hear it. But anyhow, you'll watch as he skips from one to the other. If you can hear it, you can follow along. He's going to show you those letters. He's going to show you that bottom of the ship and how it compresses, but the top doesn't so much. Just by a simple angle change, they'll compress the letters.
Yeah, that's refraction. I'm going to take a few
seconds.
No, that's
not refraction. That's angle compression. When you go lower, the angle's compressed.
Right there.
It's more. You got less angle. Yes.
Yeah.
The angle's compressed.
Now
everything's still there, but it's compressed.
Yeah.
Because it's closer towards your line of sight.
It's closer to the water.
Yes. No, it's closer to your center. Yes, because it's close. The water's closest to your center point.
And closer to
it's always going to be the lowest angle.
Closer to the
water. It's always going to be the lowest. That's why the red portion at the bottom of the ship disappeared. That's why the blue portion in your model disappeared. That's why everything disappears bottom first.
Closer to the water, angles. You have more refraction.
You have more compression at the center. It's every time. Every time. It doesn't change.
More refraction. This is at the water level. You have more refraction.
No, that's the same picture the same day. It's just one different level to the other.
Yeah.
It compresses. No, it's not refraction compressing anything. It's simply angles compressing. The angle is narrower. It compresses.
See the writing there, and then it goes there.
Yes,
the writing is still there. You can still see.
You can still see the space below the lettering too.
Yeah.
It compressed. It just the angle has narrowed because you went from 15 meters to just above the water. It compressed the image. The only reason you could still see it is because he had a clear day.
I'm going to close that one. But again, the letters are still there. They're not disappeared. So this is just refraction.
I didn't say this.
Yeah.
They would have disappeared if he backed off the zoom because he was zoomed in. I just showed how a simple angle change changed the angle. They compressed the image.
Yeah,
The
because
top didn't compress. The
because
top
refraction.
didn't compress near as much. You can take the whole ship and you can see the top stays almost the same, but that bottom compresses more.
Because refraction. Refraction
No,
is the
it's
thing.
because it's the narrowest. Because the narrowest angles are to the center. It's always going to be that way. It
What
can't do
narrowest angle are you
otherwise.
talking about? You're looking 90 degrees to a ship.
Everything at the center, which is where the water appears to go up, the sky appears to go down. The ship is above the water, so that means the ship is always going down as it moves towards the distance in the horizon. It's always going slant, or it's appearing to get smaller and smaller towards that center point because of
When
compression
you're
of
looking
angles.
at the ship, you're looking 90 degrees at its wall. The
Yes.
angles to the top and the angles to the bottom are the same.
No.
Yeah.
No, listen, yes. Okay, from your eye level, yes. Now,
Yeah.
but if I told you earlier, but you couldn't seem to do it. If you draw an angle from your eye to the blue portion, another angle to the bottom of the blue portion, and another angle to the top of the ship, then move the ship away. Show it moving sideways away from it, because the angles will change. This is so simple. This is no. No. You got to show it the way you had it, but moving away as if distance, because it's going to decrease the angles. It's going to decrease those angles. That angle from the top part to the bottom part of the blue will become narrower
I'm
and
seeing.
compressed to the point where you can't see it. The whole top will compress too, but that part will compress to the point of being unresolvable. That's why you showed earlier in your thing, and a portion of it where the bottom became unresolvable before the top. It's the same reason. It's the angles. It's angles from your eye. You know, your eye doesn't just have an angle from to the bottom and to the top. Your eye has angles to every little portion of that ship in relation to your position. Everything compresses, but that bottom's going to compress more. That angle, that small angle from the top of that blue to the bottom, it's going to become unresolvable for the angle from that top of that blue to the top of the ship, Will, as you move it away. This is simple. This is not hard to understand.
One question, Gary. What if that ship was all one color?
I told you that earlier on the show. The color is there just to show you how it works. It gives you a visual. No, it's still going to do the same thing, but you won't be able to notice which part is becoming. You'll think the whole thing's just becoming smaller, which it is. But that red portion, that blue portion, is going to become unresolvable for the whole ship will. You showed it earlier in your model. It did it in your model.
If this ship
It
was,
has a narrower angle
Gary.
than to the top.
You're not letting me talk again. If this ship was all white, where would they draw those lines?
Well, you can draw a line anywhere you want. Just make up one.
Yeah.
Make a line from your eye to that line that goes across. Visual things are just they just give you a visual representation of what you're looking at. If you have just clear sky, you have angles to the sky. That's why a plane flying far away and high up looks like it's barely moving,
You're off
right?
topic. You're off topic.
No, I'm making a point here.
Yeah.
The same
so was
thing
I
here.
earlier, but you almost
Okay,
went.
now draw a line from your eye to that line that goes across.
That blue line here now
Or
is
anywhere. You can do it halfway to that line. Draw a line to that, halfway between that line and the bottom of the ship. That line that goes across the ship and the bottom.
I'm just gonna
Not there. That's your eye level. That's your eye level.
I'm gonna take final.
You got to move that.
Let me know when you're done. Here. You talk.
Draw the line to some portion at the bottom of the ship between that line that goes across the ship and the bottom. Draw one line from your eye to there.
Oh, are you done? It's my time now. Okay. You went quiet for a while. So.
Did you mute me?
No.
Oh, wait.
I didn't mute you. I just
Okay, 'cause
waited
I'm
for
not
you to be
watching.
done.
I'm not listening on YouTube.
I just waited for you to be done.
Okay.
Again, if that ship is all white, yeah,
It'll do
why
the same
should I
thing.
need to cut it up in pieces? It's one ship, it's one object. My eye level is at
just
the blue.
it's just. I told you already at the beginning of the show. It's just a visual representation.
Yeah.
You can still draw a line You can still draw a line halfway.
Yeah.
Just draw a line halfway between that line that goes across the ship and the bottom. Draw a line from there to your eyes.
That's my eye
and then
level.
another line.
The blue line here.
And then another line from there to the top. No, we're not talking about your eye level. We're talking about draw an angle.
You're correct. We're not talking. You're talking. You're correct. We're not talking. You're talking.
Okay. Tommy, remember earlier you showed that one model. It's up. It's got your eye level. It's side by side with some kind of a dock or something.
Yeah, it's just back. Oh, I zoomed out here. This one. Yeah. Oh, I'm a bit zoomed in. It's a bit hard to stare. Here. This one. Is it this one?
Okay. So there's your eye position is on the left side there, right on top of that.
Yeah, my eye level is that point here.
Okay.
Sorry,
now take an angle from your eye to the top of that blue portion, or anywhere down lower on the ship.
Again,
doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be the blue portion. Anywhere, because we're going to eliminate the blue portion as the reason.
Yeah, let's
we're
do
just
this.
going to
Let's
say
make it white.
The bottom if it doesn't look like you have an angle down anywhere.
I made this line earlier. That one. That goes down to what you said was the blue portion.
Oh, okay. That would have been where the blue portion was, right?
Yeah, but if all of the ship is white.
Now it doesn't. It's going to still do the same thing. That's white right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you got that angle from that point to the surface, right? That's one.
So we
angle
don't need
right
that
there.
Angle
From that line across to the bottom of the ship to your eye. That's one angle.
We don't need
now the next angle is from that same line to the top of the ship.
We don't need more lines, Gary, because I see the ship.
No, you do, because we got to show what happens with your angles
object, Gary.
As the ship goes away.
We see the ship as one object. We don't cut the object in small pieces.
No, you have to show what I'm talking about, because it shows why that angle will become too narrow to resolve before the rest of the angle from that line across the ship to the top. That you can compress the whole thing equally, but that bottom portion from that line to the bottom will become unresolvable before that top portion.
Again, this is the ship furthest away. I still painted all with white. Let's see now if there's any difference.
Well, you don't even have to do that on here. You could just move it away. Watch what happens to the stuff below the line. Well, you can't see it. That's why you can't. You don't have a visual representation. That's why That's why I purposely picked one with a color so you could see what happens.
I just moved it away, and my eye level is here, and that blue line. I'm going to mark it here. There.
Okay, there. This part of your model is worthless, Tommy.
I really don't see why.
It doesn't show anything.
Here. So,
that's why you need to leave the blue portion, because it gives you a visual representation.
Now there is no blue portion. Now there is no blue portion. It's all white.
Yeah, I know that the blue and the red on my video were just to show you what happens to that, because it gave you a visual reason, a visual thing to look at to see what's going on.
If this Lego piece was
the white just looks white. Of course, if it's all white, it's just going to look like it's all shrinking. It's because it is all shrinking. The blue portion, though, or the red portion on the ship that I had in the video earlier, definitely became unresolvable before the tops. You couldn't see that red anymore because the angle is more narrow. It's compressed.
Gary, let's make this 1 second.
It's more compressed than to the top.
Gary, 1 second. John Watson in the chat here. I'm not sure what's going on with the UNNA, but please, if there's something going on, do that somewhere else, not in my chat. Stop using those words in my chat. Behave or be gone. There, sorry. Yeah, but again, if you see here now, all that white part, if that ship is white, why should I need more lines except my eye level?
Well, it just gives you just like a surface of any kind gives you a representation of what's there. if you don't have something to give you a visual, you're not even going to see. Just like I said, an airplane, I know you said this is off the subject, but an airplane high in the sky and far away looks like it's barely moving. Why? Because the angles in the distance are compressed. That's why that plane will look small. It looks like it's barely moving across the sky, even though it's moved. If that same airplane at the speed it was going over there flew right over your head, it would knock you out of your chair.
Sure.
You know, it's like it would, because it's just the difference in the angles. It's further away. The angles are compressed. So the space is, even space compresses.
But again, I see this ship as one single object. I don't see it cut up in parts. So when I
Right, I know you don't, Tommy. I know, I understand.
Now you're talking over me. So when I see this ship in the distance, there should be no reason to cut the blue part out and the white part out. It goes bottom first,
no,
or whatever.
But if you can play it slow enough and you could actually show it going away, that portion that line across the ship to the bottom would become unresolvable for the rest of the way up to the top. Yes, it would.
This is
I guarantee it would.
All that
you
happens.
saw it. This is similar to that what we saw in B-Ball's video that you played. It was all white. It had a line across. The bottom became unresolvable before the top, Tommy. We all saw it. We watched it earlier in B-Ball's video.
Except we are not.
It was all white. That ship was all white. So you're out of excuses now.
All the ship disappeared at once. It didn't disappear bottom first.
No, it didn't all disappear at once.
Yeah.
You couldn't resolve. There was a line going across that boat in B-Ball's video, just like there was in this one that in your little model here. The bottom has a narrower angle. That angle from there to that bottom portion is narrower in your vision than it is to the entire boat. The entire boat has a bigger angle. As it goes the distance, that bottom part, which is narrower, is going to disappear before the top.
And
it happens every time.
And the red Lego here is disappearing before the white part. We're just focusing.
Your Lego demonstration is worthless, Tommy. You know it.
That's exactly what happens.
Yes, it is, Tommy. It is. It's
weather
worthless.
conditions.
This doesn't even resemble. This has no resemblance at all with what we're.
Of course it has.
Viewing in our.
It's the same result.
No, it doesn't, Tommy. This is just no. You got a Lego in front of you, and you just unfocus your camera.
That's exactly what happens.
This is Tommy.
Weather
even
conditions.
you admit it. You can't
Conditions.
copy the atmosphere and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You can't copy it. Hey, I'm going to lose my video here in a second on my. Can I watch the video on my on my phone? Because but
if you're going for the
tablet's
YouTube,
dying.
it's going to be a 20-second delay or something.
Okay, because my tablet just died.
You're going to have some 20-30 second delay so if you're watching the stream on YouTube.
Then I won't. Okay, I can't do it. I won't be able to see anything. I should have brought a thing to charge my tablet while I was going, but I had my phone plugged in instead. Okay, well then I'm just going to cut off the show until another day if you want to set up another show.
Sure, but until then, please, if you have some new videos or something, please start to use some points of reference or something.
No, I gave you points of reference. You saw them. Everybody here that watched it, if they're halfway honest, will admit the bottoms became unresolvable before the tops.
And videos
it's that simple, Tommy. You're in denial. You're suffering from Dunning-Kruger. You're just in denial. It's deny, deny, deny. Yes, because this goes against everything you believe in. Everything, according to you guys, ever since I've become a flat earther, has been bottoms become unresolvable because they're obstructed by curvature. And we just saw that's not true at all. It's simply angles. It's compression and angles every time. Every single time.
Except that doesn't explain why the 300 meter high turbines go below my eye level.
It does.
Except it doesn't.
It's not below your eye level. No, your eye level in that far distance is negligible. You wouldn't even see it.
Does eye level bend?
If you took that island out of the way with your thing, your eye level in the far distance is the vanishing point.
Does eye level bend?
No, I already told you it doesn't bend.
Yeah, so why should it be different if I took away that lighthouse? That's just the light only
because it wouldn't bend. The windmills are just and the mountains or hills you're on are just too far away. They're too compressed. Your zoom will not go to that point where your eye level is. It can't. It just disappears into that compression.
The only reason...
There's a limit. There's a limit to your eyesight, Tommy. It's just that simple.
That's why we use cameras.
Angles are, but even the cameras have a limit based on angles. They just have a little further. If you can zoom, they can see a little more into the angle, but they can't see past the angle. The angle only changes with elevation. We just saw the compression in critical phase. You can say whatever you want. There was no curvature in any of those videos you played of mine. No curvature was involved because
none of them
when it was zoomed in, you could see everything. When it wasn't zoomed in, you couldn't.
And none of
there was
them
no curvature involved in those bottoms becoming unresolvable. There was no curvature whatsoever.
Bottom first.
No, Tommy, you're just in denial. That's all.
No.
But we'll talk about more on another show. And eventually, we're going to get to your video with your end of the world. And I got another little video I want to make. I was going to do it today. I just didn't get around to it.
Please get a nice camera that doesn't film like a potato.
No. I don't need anything fancy. There's nothing fancy on my end. I'm not going to spend a lot of money. I'm not going to sit there and go into a whole big room where I just process videos. I'm not trying to make money off this.
No, neither am I. I'm not
trying to get popular. I'm not trying to do anything. I keep it simple.
I'm a social welfare. I can't be monetized. Take my money. I can't be monetized.
Okay. Well, I'm in one where you can still at some point. But anyhow, I'm not trying to make money off this. I'm not trying to get popular. I'm just using my videos to demonstrate what I'm saying. And that's all I do. I don't care about all this other stuff.
Sorry, I didn't know that good.
No, I think I am. I think it demonstrates what I'm saying quite clearly. Everybody here, if they're honest, all the bottoms become unresolvable for the tops. Had nothing to do with curvature.
Sure.
It's simply just simply angles and compression.
If you want to come back for some more,
I'll come back.
We set it up sometime.
Okay.
Thank you for coming, though,
okay.
No problem. Sorry for the technicals.
We didn't fight too much, did we?
Could be better.
There's always going to be some back and forth, Tommy.
So could my tech skills.
We got it next time. Next time we'll just do what we just did.
Yeah. Then go on meets because we had that covered up. Yeah. Thank you for coming.
No problem.
Yeah. Bye.
See you.
I'm gonna find that call window. Now I have too many windows open. This is high IQ by far. Let's see. There. I'm gonna hang up that one. Close. Okay. So here's what. 44 something viewers. Let me just shut this down now. So this is one debate video, and in 5 minutes let's start a short after show. So give me 5 minutes and a Riley, and I'll be back. Thank you all for being here so far, and thanks to Gary for popping by. That was interesting. So see you in just a few minutes. As soon as I shut this down, I'm going to open a new live window. Bye bye.